You keep on asking me the same questions. Why? And second guessing all my intentions. Should know by the way I use my compression that you got the answers to my confessions. It's like I'm powerful with a little bit of tender and emotional sexual bender. Mess me up, yeah, but no one does it better. There's nothing better. That's just the way you make me feel. 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 So good, so good, so fucking real. So good, so good, so that's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel. You know I love it, so please don't stop it. You got me right here in your jean pocket, right now, laying your body on the shag carpet. Oh, you know I love it, so please don't stop it. It's like I'm powerful with a little bit of tender and emotional sexual bender. Mess me up, yeah, but no one does it better. There's nothing better. That's just the way you make me feel. 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 So good, so good, so fucking real. So good, so good, so that's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel. Oh, that's just the way that I feel now, baby. Good God, I can't help it. Hey, that's just the way that I feel. Yeah, please, I can't help it. It's like I'm powerful with a little bit of tender and emotional sexual bender. Mess me up, yeah, but no one does it better. There's nothing better. Damn, you do it. That's just the way you make me feel. You make me feel so good, so fucking real. So good, so good, yeah. That's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel.
This is our year.
This is our year.
This is Varsity on Leeds Student Radio.
Hello and welcome back to LSR's Varsity coverage live from Emerald Headingley Stadium in Leeds. The contest between University of Leeds and Leeds Beckett is about 45 minutes away. Two very strong teams tonight, boys.
Yeah, as usual, you know, you never expect, you know, any sort of weakened side, you know. Beckett play at a high standard throughout their season, this obviously being the first game for both teams of the new season. They've only had 2 weeks to get together. Any people that have graduated, any holes in their sides they've had to fill up, you know, they've been going through their recruitment process, you know, the last couple of weeks. They've been training all summer. You've been following on Twitter the teams, you know, they don't get a summer off. They're in the gyms, they're out on the turf, you know, practicing their scrums, practicing their kicking, their tackling. You know, for the boys that have just come into the sides, what a way to kick off your uni career. You know, you've just got your A-levels a month ago, and already, you know, you're playing at Headingley, Carnegie, Emerald Stadium. You know, Leeds Rhinos played Toronto here just last Friday, and you could kick off your career at university by playing against your arch rivals, your next door neighbours.
Yeah, talk about a baptism of fire for the boys. Like you come, you play, you've trained hard. It's what you build up for, isn't it? The teams are ready, they're looking strong, and I think Joe's ready to whack them off for us. Yeah,
I think we've got the Leeds Beckett team up first.
They're getting backs into it. Leeds Beckett surely going over here for a try.
Leeds Beckett.
The 1, Ryan Everly. 2, Will Routledge. 3, Xavier Valentine. 4, John Okafor. 5, Adrian Wadden. 6, Toby Francis. 7, Johan Visser. 8, Johnny Teague. Number 9 and captain, Connor Lloyd. Number 10, Stefan James. Number 11, William Lewin. Number 12, Ben Dixon. Number 13, Tom Williams. Number 14, Chester Duff. Number 15, Charlie Venables. The substitutes, 16, Conrad Cade. 17, Samuel Theron. 18, Thomas Collins. 19, Toby Ademakin. 20, Hayden Thomas Green. 21, Daniel Grant Adamson. 22, Harry Collier. 23, Jide Ajayi. 24, Kieran Davis. 25, Jonathan Kay. And 26, Dante van der Meere. Up next, we have University of Leeds.
Really good chance here for Leeds Uni.
Oh, that's a huge hit.
Leeds University.
Number 1, Alex Reed. Number 2 and captain, Alex Bidwell. Number 3, Elliot King. Number 4, Will Burns. Number 5, Ewan Chess. Number 6, Jacob Webb. 7, Harry Hawley. Number 8, Ross Muir. Number 9, Will Mead. Number 10, Charlie Thompson. Number 11, Finn Luthwaite. Number 12, George Veal. Number 13, Tommy Ferguson. 14, Andy Brown. And 15, Benedict Gundry. Your substitutes for the University of Leeds: number 16, Joe Gocker. Number 17, Ollie Brown. 18, Michael Keating. 19, Tom Cunningham. 20, Benjamin Matheson. 21, Felix Marrow. 22, Ed Crossley. 23, Joe Tresidern. 24, Marcus Hodgkinson. 25, Josh Pimlett. And 26, Archie Radovanovic. Yeah, it's two very strong sides there. We've got some chanting from the Beckett boys underneath us here, dressed all out in pirate gear, being led at the front, no doubt by a social sec. I have LSR's very own unofficial social sec, Saul, next to me here.
Yes, I am here, and yeah, you know, I think LSTV have done the right thing there, getting the camera on them and getting them nice and loud before the game. They've got their beers flowing, we've got the pirate chants in full chorus, and you might have heard some boos during the team news there from Joe, and that was as the Griffins took to the field. We are positioned just above the entire Leeds Beckett fans. They're all standing, so whenever you hear some boos, be expecting something happening from the boys in green this evening.
Yeah, I think after this we've got some history of Varsity from George here.
Yeah, so we've been talking a lot about, oh, this is our year, finally Uni of have won. But just to give you some context for that, this is the 14th year we're going into now. Beckett have won the overall event every single time. If we look at the last few years and some of the scores, since 2014, with the exception of 2016, Beckett have won the rugby and won by at least 3 or 4 points. They've been putting the domination in consistently, except for that 1 year, couple of years ago, where we got the rugby win but still lost overall. So it's great to buck that trend. We see that they've come in with something different about them this year. It's good to see. I can nearly get my own thoughts drowned out by some of the chanting going around the stadium now. We're really getting into the swing of things. Yeah, and of course, you know, it can't be stressed enough. This is such a different situation for both sets of teams here, especially for Beckett, coming into this game for the first ever time as losers of Varsity. What sort of mental challenges is that going to be bringing to their team? And for their coach to have to, you know, get over in his pre-game talk, switching to Griffins. They've never come into this side as winners. They've always had to come into this side and have to play for a bit of pride, give their fans something to cheer about, and more often than not, they've not been, you know, leaving with their heads held high, with the exception of 2016. Could this be the year that Uni of do it all? We win the Beckett, we win Varsity, and we win the rugby. It truly would be a historic double. It really would.
And I tell you what, it would be a great night in Leeds tonight if Uni of Leeds did that. If they managed, it would be incredible. I'm sure that you'd get half the population of the university out there. It would be fantastic. They're playing without pressure. They're playing knowing that they've won. We've got a lot. It's getting really lively in here now. All the Leeds Beckett fans underneath us. The Uni of Leeds end starting to fill up at each end of the pitch. It's getting really exciting. You can really feel the build-up inside the stadium here.
And yeah, the fans, and we're going to be lucky enough to be treated with a bit of a musical display this evening, as we've got LSR's own Ewan Ridley out on guitar, as his band will be providing the pre-game entertainment for all the fans in the ground. We're about 40-45 minutes away from kick-off here, when our commentators will be taking over. But just going back to the potential double that could be had here for Leeds Uni. Thinking of double winning teams, you know, how does this rank? Chelsea 04-05, Man United's treble in '99, Leeds Uni's double 2018. How does it compare?
I think it tops the lot.
It definitely does, doesn't it?
I think it tops the lot. I think it would even top Newcastle's Cup and League double in 1955, which no doubt was
not living in the past at all.
No, not quite as good as Spurs' 60-61 European Cup double, but you know,
of course not.
You know,
no, I mean, these Beckett lads out here, I don't know what it is, but they look a bit shaky to me. They look like they've been rattled by that result. They've obviously heard that Varsity has been won by the University of Leeds, if you hadn't heard already. And yeah, you know, the Uni of boys, they look pretty relaxed.
They do look very relaxed. They obviously come out about 10 minutes later than the Beckett boys now, whether that is the Beckett coach telling his boys, get out there, get your fans going, you know, get warmed up early, kind of set the precedent, own the pitch before the Griffin boys come out, intimidate them from the off, or whether it is a relaxed approach from Griffin. You know, the pressure's off their shoulders. They've got really nothing to play for other than a bit of pride, you know, getting last year's defeat back onto their terms. But in terms of Varsity, there's nothing to be played for. They can just go out there with no weight on their shoulders and enjoy themselves. You know, how often do you get to play at this is a world famous stadium, you know, as I mentioned. Toronto came here and played on Friday. Teams from Australia, New Zealand play here regularly. I watched All Zealand's New Blacks rugby league team play here. You know, this is a very big ground. We're staring straight at Headingley Cricket Ground, you know. Ashes test matches have been held there. This is history in this place, and history could be made tonight. The Uni of Double.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and to be a part of that team, the potential is massive. So you were mentioning before the guys who've come into this team in their first year, or it's the first time they've been involved in the Varsity Matchday squad. I mean, what an opportunity that is for the Uni of boys. It's massive.
And it's a great introduction for them to start off in obviously their Bucks careers, which is you know, the Uni of competition takes place every Wednesday afternoon. And as I was mentioning a while ago, you know, Leeds Beckett often do very, very well, play in the highest league possible in the Bucks. Uni of a couple of leagues below, but you know, what a way to kick off your Bucks career, playing in a varsity game like this with the pressure off. You're introduced into the team. You could become a cult hero. You could be a hero of your uni, you know, tonight. You could be a Beanock from within. You've only been at uni for 2 weeks.
Definitely big name on campus after 2 weeks at uni. That would be quite something. I mean, like you were saying as well, Sol, it sets the precedent from this point forward. For every matchday squad that you go into, you're the varsity winners.
Exactly.
Especially for a University of Leeds kid. If you look at the varsities around the countries that you have, you've got your varsity events down south with the boat race, you've got a lot of inter-university varsity events going on. Not many in the history have been as one-sided as the Leeds one. Beckett are the sports university, the old Metropolitan. The jokes are there, people go there for sports science. But it's true, they have such a higher talent pool to take from. It's such an underdog story, more than maybe we've touched on when you look at other competitions across where you have more evenly matched. This is very much your academic versus your Met, and they're showing up in the sports, and it's great to see.
Yeah, we're just watching the teams train here. We've got Griffin to our left who are practicing their kicks and passes up and down the lines, and then we've got Beckett to our right who have gone on to their line-outs now. And I tell you what, I'm looking at these Beckett boys throw these line-outs, and there are some big chunks in that team, aren't there? You know, compared to the boys in green.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that the difference we'll see tonight will be the physicality. I've heard it before, seen it before in games. Beckett play harder, and we can see that just by looking out. I'm not going to try disparage the university boys, but the difference in the muscle mass of the teams combined will be quite hefty.
Even from up here, you can tell the difference. It is pretty
Some
big.
Absolute trunk trees over there.
There definitely are, yeah. I mean, you'd hope that the Uni of boys, they've got a very good tactical game on point. Whether they're back quicker, whether they're forwards. I mean, looking from left to right here, I don't think their forwards are going to be stronger. But hey, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and they fell pretty hard today.
Too right, and we're very lucky this evening that the rain has held away. There was a big chance of rain. It's looking grey, it's looking cold, but as long as it stays dry, that'll be the most important thing. That was a big factor in last year's win for Beckett, was the slippery ball. Uni of Leeds coming out with a lot of errors in their passing in the scrums. So, you know, a dry pitch today, maybe that will favour the Uni of side compared to last year.
Perhaps. I mean, last year it definitely was the case. The pitch wasn't, I think, just looking at the surface today, it looks very, very good. I mean, whether we'll favour the Uni boys or whether I'll favour the Beckett boys, it's yet to be seen, but definitely the conditions will play a part. And also, I think the positioning of the fans as well. You've got 5,000 Uni of students positioned at either end of the pitch, and then you've got along the south stand 3,000 Leeds Beckett University students all the way along that pitch. So a line out on this side, that's going to be
going to be really tough for the Uni Off fans to be making some noise here, because obviously they're so split down the middle, either end of the pitch, and the Beckett fans are in one big cohesive unit. They'll be very loud. They'll be dominating the atmosphere here really this evening, and it'll be a real mental battle for the Griffin fans, but for the Griffin boys. But you know, as soon as Griffin slide over either end of this touchline, the roars are going to be ridiculous. They're going to be infectious, and they're going to spread, and they're going to reverb within this Griffin team. And we're going to be back with a song, but don't forget, only 40 minutes away from kickoff.
Trips to wherever feels right. Doing it always to feel tense. Drink is enough for our vice. Drugs is not suiting you right. You is fine, it's the real thing. You know that's not the way to get over me. I don't know what you're saying. You know that's not the way over me. Both our reputations. Despite what you say, despite what you choose to do with yourself this summer, you acting out, you know you love to sing me down, stressing over something. You know that's not the way to get over me. I don't know what you're saying. You know that's not the way to get over me. You don't want me no
We are young, we are free, and we are LSR. You're tuned in to LSR's coverage of Varsity 2018. We're live from Emerald Headingley Stadium for the big finale, the big match between Beckett and the Griffins Rugby Union here from Headingley Stadium. And we are Leeds Student Radio. I'm Solomon, I'm joined with George and Joe, and we're going to be bringing you live commentary of the match. We're bringing you half-time analysis and some more scores from the rest of the events that took place in Varsity. Tennis, absolute whitewash, all the way down from men's thirds down to women's thirds. All victories to nil for Beckett, so not a great display there from the Uni of. Going to the triathlon, a victory for Beckett men's 1-0, and again Leeds women's picking up a point there for us in our 30-28 trouncing. First varsity victory in 14 years. And Joe, you're going to give us a little update on what happened in the men's football.
Yeah, the football today, the 2s and the 3s for Uni of, they unfortunately went down 3-1 and 4-1. They were defeated 3-1 and 4-1. by Leeds Beckett. They both suffered a red card in both games, so that didn't help proceedings. But it was a cracker in the firsts as Leeds University won on penalties after a 4-4 draw. They went 1-0 up early on in the first half through Alessandro Arnaldi, thanks to a great ball from Max Borland. He was cut back to the edge of the box and finished very well. The University of Leeds dominated much of the early stages. Beckett were limited to very few chances, but the first chance of the game they had was a header which was blocked on the line. Guy Bolton, who had a strong effort, saved from distance early on as well. That was just before Beckett equalised, arguably against the run of play after a wide free kick was floated in and met by an unmarked man at the back post. There was a quick turnaround and Beckett was soon leading 2-1. A quick break through the middle following some questionable refereeing forced a save from Uniov goalkeeper Charlie Oster, but he could do nothing about the rebound, which found its way into the bottom right hand corner. Then, only about 5 minutes later, Guy Bolton was there again, but he scored. This time it was a great header, powered in from close range. Beckett, they probably had the better of the first half, and they continued to threaten from a succession of set pieces, some great delivery from corners and free kicks. Charlie Watkins for Uniov was booked, and the resulting free kick was scuffed wide as Beckett had a lot of pressure midway through the first half. That told as they then took the lead once again and led 3-2 after about 35 minutes after some good work down the right to cross in for the on-rushing striker. It was again, they scored two in quick succession as they went 4-2 up. Beckett had a comfortable lead now after some poor defending at the back post, and that's how they went in at half time. Quite a goal fest during that first half. Then into the second period, Beckett missed a great opportunity early on in the second half to put the game out of sight. It was an excellent save by Charlie Oster's legs in the University of Leeds goal. Then they were made to pay as Uniov got a goal back through Max Borland. He scored from inside the box and the comeback was well and truly on. Borland fired in a ball which found Sterling's head, stopped well by the Beckett keeper. Uniov started to press more and more and more, and they started to grow into the game. Alessandro Arnaldi forced another good Beckett save, and then with 10 minutes remaining, Oster in the Uniov goal made a point-blank save from about 7 yards to keep Uni in it. There was 4 minutes added time, 4-3 to Leeds Beckett, when Sean Keys popped up with a last-minute equaliser for Uniov, and it went straight to penalties. It went 1-1. Beckett and Uniov scored their first penalties. Then Beckett missed their second. Uniov followed up, and they missed their second as well, hitting the post. It was still 1-1. Then it went 2-2 after the third set of penalties. Then a big save from Charlie Oster to deny Beckett's fourth taker meant that Alessandro Arnaldi, all he had to do was step up and take the crucial penalty for Uniov, and he did it very coolly and calmly into the bottom right hand corner, which sparked some great scenes up at Wheatwood. Boys, you happy with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Penalty win?
You can't ask for a better win, can you? Especially, you know, you've scored in the last minute to go to penalties, and you take the pressure off, you go and win it. What a way, you know, I'm sure they went straight down the oak, they got the beers in, and I'm sure we can see them there in their chinos behind the posts with the rugby boys, with the cricket boys, and I'm sure if you want a beer with them afterwards, you can find them in Oak or you can find them in Players.
Yeah, they'll be giving it big licks for the rest of the night. That is quite a way to beat your biggest rivals on penalty after being 4-2 down, to come back to 4-4 with a last minute equaliser. You know, it's the stuff that you can only write, you know what I mean?
Dreams are made of. Use the cliche, Joe.
Yeah, excellent.
And if you are listening at Old Bar or at Terrace, this is your half an hour warning before kick-off. Get yourself to the bar before the rush. Get the jugs in. Be prepared for the whole first half, and then you might have 15 minutes to squeeze another one in during half-time. And just a precautionary warning. We are, of course, at Varsity. We are, of course, surrounded by 8,000 fairly inebriated and intoxicated students. There will be some bad language and foul language, but Ofcom, it's not from us. Don't pull us down.
And yes, during the live commentary, please do not be surprised if there are some harsh words or some partisan commentary, but we'll do our best.
We've already seen from the Beckett fans in front of us, they will boo everything. They even booed our dance team coming out, just trying to compete with Beckett's. It's harsh of them. So if that's the start of the standard, do not surprise to be hearing some cussing and shouting coming from them.
competition is everything for them, and to be fair, they've lost this year, and all they can do is boo.
They've been drowning the sorrow since the results came in a couple of hours ago.
Exactly, that's all they can do.
I'm seeing some slightly worse for wear faces in this crowd, so yeah, expecting a good raucous behaviour as usual at Varsity.
Yeah, as the game progresses into the second half, I'm very much expecting some very questionable chants from both sides.
As usual, yes.
Not that we know any.
If you didn't know, this is a redeveloped stadium over the last 2 years, so there is less capacity than before. We've only got fans either side of the pitch and down below us in the south stand. We're going to have to be competing against the Beckett fans, so again, of course, any cheering, any booing from the Beckett fans, Griffins have done something good.
Last year.
And we're off, here we go. Looks like a good kick and the fans like it too. And so do the assistant referees.
Leeds Beckett and Leeds Uni clash once again over 25 different sports.
Oh, it's a huge hit! Try for Leeds Uni! Beckett have sealed the victory.
Covering all the action, culminating in the Rugby Union finale.
Live from Headingley's Emerald Stadium.
This is our year.
This is our year.
This is our year!
This is Varsity on Leeds Student Radio.
Hello and welcome back to LSR's varsity coverage live from Emerald Headingley Stadium in Leeds. I'm joined alongside me now by LSTV's two commentators for your live stream tonight, Matt and Joe. That's going out live in Old Bar Terrace and on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, we're going to be all the way from the kick-off all the way to the end of the game. It's bound to be amazing. We're really looking forward to it.
That's excellent. Is there anybody in particular that you've got your eye on tonight in both sets of players?
I think you've got to look at the club captain, Tommy Ferguson. I mean, he's about 6'5", 6'6". He's playing at centre. I mean, it's the type of position where you want to exploit him in terms of utilising him really and making sure that he gets a lot of carries on the ball, gets a lot of meters, so Uni off can really get amongst this game. It's so important, this game. It's the bragging rights, I feel.
Do you think, I mean, obviously Leeds Uni have won varsity today by 30 points to 28. What are you expecting from this contest? Do you think that Leeds Uni are going to win another point, or are Leeds Beckett going to restore some pride?
What I want to see from Leeds University is them not to be complacent. I want to see them actually challenge for every ball. And you know, Leeds Beckett are going to come out fighting. They're not going to want to go down beaten. So I'm going to see a really good challenge from Leeds University. It's going to be a really good match.
Yeah, it's going to be an excellent contest. And you can watch LSTV's live stream on YouTube, or if you're in Old Bar or Terrace. It's a fantastic opportunity. I believe it's the first time that LSTV has streamed it live.
Yeah, that's right. It's the first time we've done it, and it's amazing, really. We've got all the camera angles, got a lot of people working here, hoping to get the best footage for you all to see. But it's just amazing. Whether you're here or you're just watching elsewhere, it's a great spectacle to be a part of, and we're certainly hoping that we can have a decent game here. I mean, obviously you'd expect Leeds Beckett to actually come out on top. They're known for their sort of sporting pedigree, and they've won it a lot of times, but 2016 we got the victory. 2017 we're talking back to Leeds Beckett's end, but it's anyone's game. It really is. Anything can happen. You're right there, Matt. Anything can happen. It's going to be a great game. Can I get some predictions? Predictions from me. I think, despite Leeds Uni winning varsity overall this year, which is an amazing achievement, by the way, I think this is Leeds Beckett's their sort of excuse to get their bragging rights, really. I think they're going to be too dominant. Their pack is a lot stronger, it looks, physically, than ours. So I'm going to say Leeds Beckett to win by about 10 points. What do you think, Joe?
I'm going to back the home team here. I'm going to go for Leeds University for a tight win. I think they're going to have the pride of winning Leeds varsity overall, and I think they're going to take that into the game itself. They're going to be strong in their tackles and creative in their chance making, so it's going to be a really good game.
So we've got a split there between the LSTV commentators. I'm going to back the boys. I'm going to say it's going to be a tight game, but University of Leeds, with the bounce of winning varsity, they're going to come out victors.
That's what we're after. That's certainly what we're after.
That's what we need. That's what we need. The 5,000 Uni of Leeds supporters in here to be backing them. Yeah, definitely. So LSR's live stream, you can catch that on YouTube, or if you're in Old Bar or Terrace. Don't worry though, if you're listening to the LSR coverage online, we will still be bringing you our very own live commentary stream. But Matt, Joe, thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks very much, mate. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks.
This is our year.
This is our year.
This is Varsity on Leeds Student Radio.
Hello and welcome back. If you're just joining us, or if you're just joining us to LSR's varsity coverage live from the Emerald Headingley Stadium, we are 15 minutes away from kickoff. We are very close to handing over our coverage to our live stream coverage in Old Bar and Terrace to LSTV. But don't worry, if you're listening online, you'll still be able to listen to our very own LSR live commentary. I've got Sol and George next to me here.
We're back.
We're back. These are my pre-show and halftime team show team. Apologies. Boys, can I get some predictions from the both of you?
Predictions, well, you know, keeping in line with how today's gone, how the 2018 varsity has gone, it'd be silly of me to predict anything other than a uni of win, but I've been wrong before, but I bloody hope I'm not wrong tonight. A uni of win, 10 points clear, lovely, let's get down here, Oak and have a beer.
I would love to have the same optimism, but I don't know if it's just because the day's worn on me, or I've seen the warm-ups and Beckett look that much stronger, that much faster, and they're training that much harder. But I've got Beckett pipping on this, that they're going to come out, they've lost varsity, big game for them. I've got Beckett taking it by around 14.
Well, I'm going to back the boys. We're going to hand over now very quickly to LSTV. Thank you very much for listening. We're staying on online.
Hello and welcome to the Headingley Carnegie Stadium in what can only be described as the biggest event in the university sporting calendar. It's Leeds Beckett taking on the University of Leeds in the Rugby Union Finale. Now, the scores are actually 30 to 28 to the University of Leeds. That is the first time in 14 years that the University of Leeds have come out on top in varsity, but this is where the names are made. This is where the bragging rights are earned. This is the Rugby Union Finale. We're at LSTV. I'm Matt, and I'm joined by my co-commentator for this evening, Joe Bell. Joe, how are you doing this evening, fella?
I'm doing really good, thank you, Matt. Really excited for tonight's game. I'm honoured to be here for my first Leeds University versus Leeds Beckett Varsity Rugby Union Final. The atmosphere in the stadium is electric tonight. I can't wait for kick-off to get going. We've got two sets of fans eager for their team to win. It's going to be a really good game.
Absolutely, there's 15,000 people inside the ground today, and it's just amazing to see. It's a brand new stadium in terms of they've got two huge new stands on the west and east side. We've got the Beckett fans just in front of us here, with the University of Leeds on our left and on our right hand side. But less about the fans, let's talk about the team. We're going to read off the teams for you right now, starting off with the University of Leeds side. So we'll start off with Alex Reid. Alex Bidwell is the captain for the first team tonight, as he usually is. Elliot King, Will Burns, Ewan Chris, Jacob Webb, Harry Hawley, Ross Mule, Will Mead. Charlie Thompson is a fly half this evening. On the wings we've got Finn Luthwaite and Andy Brown. At centres we've got George Field and club captain Tommy Ferguson. And playing the fullback position is Benedict Gundry. On the substitutes bench we've got Joel Kocher, Ollie Brown, Michael Keating, Tom Gunningham, Benjamin Matheson, Felix Marrett, Ed Crossley, Joe Treseden, Marcus Hodgkinson, and lastly Josh Pimlott. So many names, I'm out of breath, but there's a University of Leeds team. Now, For the Leeds Beckett, let me just get my voice back. Leeds Beckett's team, so their starting 15 looks a little bit like this. We've got Ryan Everly, Will Routledge, Xavier Valentine, Sean Okafor, Adrian Wadden, Johnny Teague, Johan Visa, Toby Francis, captain for this evening, Connor Lloyd, who's their dummy half, Stephen James, should I say, William Lewin, Ben Dixon, Tom Williams, Chester Duff, and Charlie Venables. On this substitutes bench, we have 16 Connor Cade, Samuel Thompson, Theron, Thomas Collins, Toby Adimakin, Hayden Thompson Green, Daniel Grant Adamson, Harry Collier, Jude Ajayi, Kieran Davis, Johnny Kerr, and lastly Dant van der Meer. It is Leeds Varsity 2018. This is where you want to be, Joe, isn't it?
It really is, Matt. I'm really excited to see kick-off start. I want to see the fans off their feet. I want to see them singing. I want to see them cheering for their own teams. Absolutely. You know, rugby is a family game. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be exciting. So I want to see that replicated in tonight's match.
I doubt it's going to be a family game, Joe. I really do doubt it. These two teams are probably one of the most fiercest rivalries in university history in the entire country. Leeds Beckett known for their sports pedigree, known for their dominance, and they have been in the history of this competition between the two universities. Leeds have come out on top just once in the rugby union finale, and that was back in 2016. Now, time has changed since then. Leeds Beckett claimed their crown back again in 2017 with a quite comfortable 29-8 victory, but it's all to play for tonight. So despite Leeds University winning varsity overall, a fantastic achievement for the boys, this is the main event. If you come away from this victorious, that's the win for me personally, and I'm sure for the rest of the fans here, that's what they think. What do you think, Joe?
I definitely think that, Matt. It's going to be an exciting game for both sets of fans. Really, I'm looking around, seeing everybody up for the game, everybody dressed in costumes, everybody cheering, everybody having fun. Everyone's up for this game, and I think the players should be as well. It's going to be really, really tense, but exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely. We spoke to Tommy Ferguson in the week, didn't we, Joe? And
we did.
He's the club captain for the University of Leeds side, and he said a few things. He said that we're not a semi-professional side like the Beckett boys think they are. We are a uni side. We play for the enjoyment to get people involved. Now, what do you think to that? I mean, Leeds Beckett, you've got players in there that are on big scholarships to play for their side, and our lads, they seem like, well, they're just a set of lads coming to play a bit of rugby. I'm not trying to say that the Beckett boys are completely opposite, but what I'm trying to say is there an advantage there, do you feel, for the Leeds Beckett lads? A sort of unfair advantage, should I say?
Psychologically, Matt, I'd agree with that. I'd obviously say Leeds Beckett on paper are the bigger, more physical team. But sport is sport. It's 15 men versus 15 men over 18 minutes. Yeah. Anything can happen, and as most things in sport, it's mostly mental. So if Leeds University have the right attitude going into this game, they can play the game as like an underdog, if you will. So they could come out on top at the end of the game.
Definitely. We also spoke to the first 15 captain, Alex Bidwell, in the week. He said that we've got a lot of pace out wide, a nice mobile pack, and our set pieces is fairly fluid and quick. So if we can get the ball to our back line, which is strong this year, they can really do some damage. He was also very aware of the size of the Beckett pack. I mean, there are some big lads out there. Just in terms of the atmosphere and the people here, I mean, you just touched on it there, Joe, in terms of the mentality. These guys have got all the friends, some members of the family here, they're being live streamed on LSTV throughout the evening. I mean, how does that play on somebody's mind? I mean, you've got to have those guys in there that are going to really appreciate where they are rather than letting the occasion get to them. You want those players that are elevated by this situation, don't you?
That's it. Some people thrive under pressure, some people collapse. It depends. You know, you can put all the work in on the training ground, but can you replicate it on the big nights? You know, it's cold, all your fans are watching, all your family are watching, like you said. There's lots of pressure, not just from the rest of your teammates, but from externally as well.
Absolutely. We're just looking at the cheerleaders for the University of Leeds as the players exit the field. As football, somebody went off with a concussion during the game, and they were very unsure, and it was abandoned, so they were very unsure as to who the results would go.
Game. That's what they've been building up to in pre-season, and you know the pressure is on. Not just because they've won the varsity overall, but they've got to have the bragging rights. They've got to show Leeds Beckett who's who, and overall win this game.
Definitely. In terms of the game plan, do you think I think it does spread around to, like we just touched on earlier, the mentality. I mean, these players, they've on the training ground, yeah, they must have been the best, and we've seen from the actual Beckett and the University of Leeds side, both have just come off losses to Exeter for Beckett and Manchester for the University of Leeds respectively. I mean, these two sides, they're coming off backs of losses. Is their confidence going to be fading from that? Is it going to be altered, do you think? I certainly don't think so.
To be honest, Matt, in my opinion, in a derby, previous results don't matter. It's all about the one game, one result. You know, it's all about the one moment. It doesn't matter. You've got to put those problems to the back of your mind and focus on this one 80-minute game.
Absolutely, I think you're spot on. Again, it's amazing to see this ground in motion. We're currently in this brand new stand on this side. As the Leeds Beckett fans are just introduced by the announcer here, it's seriously amazing. It's so incredible. Great to be here as they run it through the teams. Chester Duff, who's their winger, has just been. His photo was a picture of the mascot. I doubt he's playing on the wings, to be quite honest. But still, I mean, you just look outside. The amount of people that are here in like various different costumes, it's just absolutely amazing. It's the best thing about the University of the Year for me, personally. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I mean, you're coming into this yourself. You've never really been at you've never seen this before. I mean, what do you make as a fresher looking into this?
This is such a brilliant experience, Matt. Obviously, I've seen crowds this size before. I've experienced pressure, but the sound in this stadium is absolutely deafening. The atmosphere is fantastic. Everybody is up for this game, and I'm really excited to see how the crowds perform come kick-off time. I want to hear them singing. It's going to be a brilliant atmosphere overall.
Absolutely. We're just waiting for the players to make their way onto the pitch as the announcer reads out the teams. It's going to be 80 minutes of it's going to be 80 minutes of sheer mystery in terms of what's going to happen. Nobody knows about what's going to happen in the next 80 minutes. We can talk all the time about who we spoke to. Like I say, we spoke to Tommy Ferguson, we spoke to all these boys. We also spoke to the guys over at Leeds Beckett. Doesn't matter what they said before. Nobody knows what's about to happen on this pitch. I think that's the best thing about a game like this. It doesn't matter about the history, despite Leeds Beckett being on top for so many years. It's about tonight. It's about who can make the performance. It's about, like I was saying earlier, who can make a name for themselves. We've spoke about Harry Jukes before in the past. Harry Jukes scores tries in my first year and second year. Was amazing for the University of Leeds, especially in the 2016 victory. But wow, what a place to make a name for yourself here tonight in front of 15,000 people. I mean, who's that going to be? Who knows? I'm very much looking forward to finding out who it is as we come into 5 minutes before kick-off. First of all, let's get one more thought from you, Joe, before we settle down a little bit and sit down. Who's going to win tonight?
Personally, Matt, I'm going to back the home team. I'm going to go for University of Leeds. Their win overall in the varsity, that should put them in good stead for confidence in this game. They're going to take the pride from that result into this match. They're going to have the upper hand mentally over Leeds Beckett University, which I think, I know they got beaten last year, but I think they're going to come back and have to prove themselves this year.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, I've got a score prediction.
I think it's going to be tight, but you know what? I'm going to be ambitious. Both teams at least over 20 points.
Wow, okay, high scoring affair for Joe here. I'm going to go for a very tight contest. I really feel as though it's going to be a very tight one. I think it's genuinely going to be won in and around the forwards. It's whether who can get the most ball, who can be, and I mean, we didn't really mention it before, but who's going to be the most disciplined. I mean, you look at the amount of people here, the occasion. If you can't keep your nerve and you keep giving silly fouls away and just being disciplined, you're not going to get anywhere in a game like this. So that needs to happen. But if I'm looking for a score, I'm thinking, I'd love to say the University of Leeds would come out victorious, but you've got to look at the pedigree, the sort of the size of the Leeds Beckett boys. Just, I don't know. I'm going to sway towards Leeds Beckett as much as we are Leeds Student Television from the University of Leeds. But it's important to recognise that both sides, whatever the result, I mean, they're all going to give it. Everyone's going to give it their all this evening, and that's what we're after. That is exactly what we're after. That's what these fans are after. We're going to just give yourselves a little bit of respite from us for a couple of minutes before the teams come out from the tunnel. But we'll catch you in a couple of minutes. this is it. This is the Rugby Union Finale, Varsity 2018. As we see now, the Leeds Beckett players making their way onto the pitch. I mean, wow, the amount of noise from the crowd just then was phenomenal. They look ready for it, Joe. They look like they're eager to get this varsity win, certainly, and try and prove themselves. I mean, you wouldn't you, in front of this crowd?
Definitely, they look really up for it, Matt. This is the now or never moment for these players. It's the match they would have been dreaming about in their sleep last night, you know, restlessly, and it's exciting for them as well as it is for us.
Yes,
so I'm really looking forward to how they perform tonight.
Absolutely, I think you're bang on. And here we go as the Leeds Beckett boys get into their huddle. We welcome the University of Leeds. Here they come as the crowds on the north and south side go wild. The Leeds Beckett fans are cheering and doing their usual. But the Leeds Beckett boys making their way onto the pitch, and wow, I mean, it's just great. This is fantastic. This is the way you want to be. But whether or you are watching right now on YouTube, whether you're at Old Bar or Terrace, hope you guys are having a decent night. We certainly are, and nothing's even started yet. We've been here since about 4:15. So I'm very, very, very happy to be actually commentating and getting on with things. But here we go. This is the place to be, and they're about to go off. Joe, some final thoughts from you before we kick off?
Yeah, this is the moment that everyone's been waiting for. This is the moment I've been waiting for, as well as you, Matt. It's very exciting, very tense. The atmosphere is amazing. Let's go over to the match.
So it's Leeds Beckett with the kick-off. And here we go, it's the place everyone wants to be. This is Leeds Varsity, the Rugby Union Finale 2018. Leeds Beckett with the kick to start us off. And here we go, it's the club captain, Tommy Ferguson, and that's a high tackle there. Surely the referee is blown up straight away.
Early decision from the ref there, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. I mean, yeah, it's still, it's getting started already. Getting started already. I mean, I remember in my first year I said we don't like to see this, but
not at all.
You want to see it, don't you? You do. Well, it was definitely a penalty. It was a high tackle, and I mean, it's not a great start to the game for the Leeds Beckett boys. They won't not be very impressed with that. They're number one with committing the foul there, Ryan Everly. It's a decent kick into the Leeds Beckett territory.
Yeah, sloppy start from Leeds Beckett to give away that early decision there. Leeds University have made the ground early and they can assert their dominance.
Yeah, definitely. So here we go. It's the first. It'll be good for the confidence. This is club captain. First 15 captain Alex Bidwell with a throw in, and it's disappointing. It's turned over the Leeds Beckett boys. But then wow, there we go. We talked about this before the game, didn't we, Joe? We talked about the amount of fouls, and we've seen 3 penalties given away in the space of what? Two minutes?
Exactly. They've got to be disciplined on the ball as well as off the ball.
So I should say 2 fouls. I classed the turnover as a foul. My mistake. But still, it's the University of Leeds head and feet in a promising position just outside of the 22. And
interesting to see the first scrummage, Matt.
Yes, definitely. I think you're bang on. I think that we spoke to Tommy Ferguson, like we said before the game, and he really highlighted this as a key area in the game. The scrum, the pack. Who's going to come out on top here? They certainly look the bigger side, Leeds Beckett. So let's have a look here. Looks fairly even, which is good to see. And it's a quick ball out to the left-hand side. The fly half, a good inside ball. Pressing through the middle, well tackled. Ball is available for Will Mead, shifting to the left to the club captain Alex Bidwell. Still on this left-hand side, looking to exploit the defence, but it's well tackled by the Beckett lads. Still Leeds University ball though, as they maintain it down the left-hand side, and not much room down there. They're going to look to spread it back across the field now.
Trying to go direct early on, Matt.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's early. You want to keep hold of the ball. You want to maintain your discipline. And here we go. Here's a lovely little run from. Lovely. Oh, he's tried to shift the ball out wide. That was Tommy Ferguson with the break there, just trying to release the ball, but not quite where he wanted it to be. Leeds Beckett getting the ball clear. It's an exciting opening exchanges between these two sides, and the atmosphere is building with every single second that ticks by. It's fantastic to hear, isn't it? It's fantastic to be here, Joe.
It really is, Matt. The crowds are cheering, the crowds are chanting. They both sets of fans want their team to win, and they both want to boost their players from the very start.
Spot on. The fans are cheering, the fans are chanting. Spot on. Right, second line out now. They've got to be careful here, and they've won it again, Leeds Beckett. And now it's a break, and it's inside. It looks like it's gone backwards there. Leeds Beckett, I think, maintaining the ball. They do. It's disappointing again for the University of Leeds. It's that. It's a disappointing that for that line out there. We've got to be better there. Quick ball. And that looks like he may have dropped the ball there, but not to be. As Leeds Beckett maintaining the ball just in their own half. And it's Stephen James with the kick into a good area. And they want to exploit this because they know right away, after just 4 minutes gone here, that a struggle for the University of Leeds is this line-out ball. They'll gain great confidence from the last two that they've managed to turn over. So this is a real test for the University of Leeds now.
Leeds University have been sloppy on the past two line-outs, Matt, and I'm interested to see how this one goes.
Absolutely. Now the pressure is on now. First 15, Captain Alex Bidwell's going to take this, and he'll be very keen to make sure that this is held by the University of Leeds. And it looks like it is from where we're sitting in this stand. These Beckett fans are trying to make as much noise as they can. It's a ball that is released just over the just on the halfway line, back to the fullback Charlie Venables, looking to take it on himself, but he makes a line. He skips away from one, just beyond the 10-metre mark, and they've got numbers here out to the winger, and it's still there, but number 14's got in. That's Andy Brown. Quick ball this from Leeds Beckett. It's good play into the fly half. Stephen James trying to make some ground. That looks like it's a questionable pass, could have been forward, but it's still maintained. Early yards, hard yards made by Leeds Beckett into the lock. John Okafor, he's a big man, John Okafor, taking it forward, and it looks like they've got some men out there. If they can get quick ball, it comes there now. Leeds Beckett with an opportunity there, goes back inside. He had men over there, there's three players there, but still they maintain the ball. Back inside now, and it looks dangerous as the crowd get on their feet. Leeds Beckett making their way into dangerous territory, and look like the ball may have been released there, but they maintain the ball inside. Here we go, and it's just beyond the 22. Leeds Beckett just meters my meter getting their way forward into the big prop, which is Ryan Everly. The ball is loose, however, and it goes backwards, and it looks like Leeds University have the ball, and it's released on the inside, and here we go, it's a break now for number 10 for Charlie Thompson. He's held up, and the ball is maintained by University of Leeds. That'll certainly give the boys a little bit of confidence there, Joe.
Yes, definitely, Matt. He had really no support on this wing here, but they've definitely made distance from under pressure defending. So let's see what they can do.
Absolutely, and it's a nice little pass there in the inside, and it's definitely a forward pass, and it's taken out into touch by number 11, William Lewin. Now, it looks as if the University of Leeds are wanting to try a lot of things. They're trying to be creative, and we saw it early on with Tommy Ferguson with that nice little break there. But Leeds Beckett, they did the good things well there. They were very disciplined. They made sure they were good in the breakdown there, and we got quick ball, which was good to see. But maybe on that right-hand side, there could have been a little bit more. You should have noticed that he had three men on that side. Maybe it could have been a little bit different if he'd have played the pass early. As we see this line out now, and it's juggled up, but the referee is saying it's a penalty. It'll be University of Leeds ball. That's good to see. Joe, your thoughts after 7 minutes of this Varsity Rugby Union finale?
Yeah, Leeds Beckett have been really disciplined, but I think University of Leeds have been really strong in defence. They've kept a good line, but Leeds Beckett occasionally have found gaps in their defence. However, on the offside, on the counter argument to that, the University of Leeds have been able to exploit them on the counter attack.
Absolutely, as the Leeds Beckett mascot gets these fans in front of us to do this Icelandic chant. The referee is going to maintain the scrum here. It's a good start. It's an excellent opening 10. Just under 10 minutes, should I say. It's fantastic. It's come a bit of a lull now that both teams have got into this game. It's that early excitement with the early penalty and a few little mistakes here and there, but both sides are getting into this game, and it's good to see. a bit of, well, these lads, you'd like to think that these guys want to go on and play semi-professional, even professional rugby. And I mean, if they can play well here, then it's certainly, you get your name out there, don't you, Joe?
That's it, Matt. It's their night to show who they are as a player, who is going to step out and create those chances and be the star man for their team.
Okay, penalty to the University of Leeds taken quickly by Ross Mule for the University of Leeds. And shifted out to the left-hand side, to the centre, which is George Veal. Back inside, it's good defence, but Leeds Uni maintaining the possession of the ball. They look good here, just beyond the 10-metre mark, as it's stolen away from the University of Leeds. That's by Leeds Beckett, and it's a good turnover for the lads in purple as they have the ball now here in the middle of the park. With hooker Will Ratliff trying to release that ball. And here we go, they've got men on this touchline here. It's a good ball into breaking away with Ben Dixon for Leeds Beckett into Okafor. He's striving for the line, he's going to get through, and here he is, John Okafor for Leeds Beckett. He opens the scoring. It's Leeds Beckett 5, the University of Leeds 0. Too much pace, too much power. John Okafor for Leeds Beckett.
Yeah, that's just a matter of Leeds Beckett going direct there, cutting through the University of Leeds' defence, and it shows.
Absolutely. They'll be disappointed with that, will the boys from the University of Leeds, but they can't let this get to them. But you've got to make the claim here. John Okafor with an excellent try there. He just took the ball, and those long strides got him over the line. I mean, it was excellent. Took the full back for pace, and he goes over, and that's what we want. We want to see that early on. We want to see one of these teams make a sort of, well, make the game interesting, really. We were sort of saying it took a little bit of a lull there, but John Okafor with the opening try in this, the opening, should I say, this finale for Varsity 2018. As we see Conor Lloyd, the first 15 captain, getting ready to take this kick. Left-hand side, not necessarily tricky, but he takes it, and that's looking good, and that's straight through the sticks to make it 7 up to Leeds Beckett with just over 10 minutes gone. Bad start for the University of Leeds. It's just about getting this behind them. You take that, you just think to yourselves, right, the score's gone over. We've got to keep going. We've got to try and continue the game plan which we were setting out, which is keeping to be creative, keep being experimental with the ball. They can't let this affect them.
That's right, Matt. Leeds University now behind. They've got to keep their heads up and show what they can do in response to the try.
Absolutely. And here we go. So Leeds University just on the 10-metre point now with another line-out opportunity. The referee's talking to his linesman there. But Beckett with the overall advantage. I mean, just to go back to that try, I mean, it was amazing pace and strength from number 4, John Okafor. I mean, just looking at the man, he's big, he's strong. He looks about 6'6". It'd be very difficult to stop, and that's what the University of Leeds players found out themselves. It's 7, and there it is again from Leeds Beckett, taking the ball away. Turnover from a line out. It's really not good to see. With only 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes gone, 3 of the line outs going Leeds Beckett's way.
It just gives a more psychological advantage to Leeds Beckett on these line-outs, Matt.
Absolutely.
The more they lose, the more they'll get down.
Absolutely. Now with the ball with the full-back now, number 15, Benedict Gundry. Good carry up towards the halfway line. Into the middle here with the forwards, trying to slow the game down, it seems, with a nice little pop pass into the number 8. The referee's called it back, though. It looks as if the ball has been carried forward, and it'll be Leeds Beckett head and feed from the scrum. Oh, will it?
What's he giving here now, Matt?
I'm not too sure. Oh, I think what's happened is, oh no, it's Leeds Beckett ball. I'm right there. Good. Good. Yeah. Here we go then. Leeds Beckett, known for having the bigger pack of the two sides coming into this game. We get prepared for this scrum, and we're hoping that the University of Leeds have sussed this scrum out, but I think it's all about the strength here, and I think that John Okafor, especially in the middle of that pack.
Let's see how they do. It was a tight scrum in the first 5 minutes.
we'll see how things pan out as they release the ball, and it's collapsed immediately, but the referee's saying continue to play on. He's called it back though. He'll give a penalty. Leeds University collapsing the ball. That was hooker Alex Bidwell. The referee is indicating that Leeds Beckett are wanting to kick that ball into the corner. Now this is another big opportunity for Leeds Beckett. I mean, we've talked about the line out, we've talked about, they've obviously targeted that, and now they've got a chance just on the, looks like just on the 22 of Leeds, University of Leeds. And it's Leeds Beckett obviously with the line out themselves. I mean, this is a test to the University of Leeds defence here. It's whether or not, I mean, they've had one opportunity to go forward and they've scored one try. It's whether or not they can get back into this and sort of show that they can defend.
Exactly. It just shows their confidence early on from Leeds Beckett, Matt. Showing that they want to increase their points advantage early on.
Yeah, it's John Okafor with the take. He's certainly had a great start to this game. Ranting and raving about him so far. Whether or not Leeds University can tame him, we'll have to wait and see as they try and form a maul here. And it's release. There's a great hit there from number 8, Toby Francis. Looking to release the ball now, as it does. Comes back to the scrum half into number 12, Ben Dixon, who does well. It looks like it might have been offside there, but the referee maintains it's still Leeds Beckett ball, who use it well. In the centre, just left of the post as they take it from the breakdown there. 7 trying to get in there, Howard Hawley, and I think he's done extreme. Has he done well there? Oh, and it's they're going for it there.
Well, the crowd don't agree with that decision, Matt.
I mean, I don't know. I think he stayed on his feet there. I don't know whose ball that is. I think he's done really. I generally think he's done all right there. He did really well there. He noticed he was isolated, got his hands in the correct position, stayed on his feet, and that's University of Leeds ball. That's excellent work from Harry Hawley. They need to get hold of this ball, Leeds University. Need to get their confidence back. Oh no, someone's just spilt their pint. So, with just over 15 minutes gone, it's Leeds Beckett 7, the University of Leeds 0. It's been an excellent opening few 15 minutes, hasn't it, Joe? I've certainly enjoyed it.
Yeah, so have I, Matt. Leeds Beckett have really set the standard early on.
Another one. It's another misplaced line-out ball. They've really got to sort this out, Leeds University. Every single time they've got a chance to get that ball cleanly, it goes astray. And Leeds Beckett now in a promising position, just coming up to the 22. At least, and here we go. It's a fly half. He's in a lot of space here. That's clean through. Oh, it's a great covering tackle from number 16. But I think it's over. It looks as if it is. The covering tackle not enough. And Leeds Beckett have got their second try of the evening. It's Leeds Beckett 12, the University of Leeds 0. Wow, that came out of nothing again. A simple break. A really sloppy line out from the boys from University of Leeds. And that is so easy. So easy for Leeds Beckett to stroll over. A great covering tackle, yes, from Jacob Webb for the University of Leeds, but you've got to back him up there. But it's a try for Leeds Beckett, and it's their fullback, number 15, Charlie Venables. You've got to credit him there, Joe, to be quite honest, because he was there. He was the first man to collect that ball. Really quick ball, good release, and into the corner now. Leeds University, 12-0 down. Where do you see them going from here? It's only 15 minutes gone in this game, Joe. What's the mindset like in that camp now?
Yeah, Leeds University have got to switch off and start again personally. They've got to group together as a team and really work to just get the basics right. These lineouts have been sloppy, and that's how they've been losing possession.
So the kick is unsuccessful from Leeds Beckett, so it remains Leeds Beckett 12, the University of Leeds 0. And we were just saying there, I mean, that's now 4 or 5 lineouts that have gone, that have just changed possession, and you can't have that in a game like this. You certainly can't. And if I was Leeds Beckett, every time I get an opportunity, the kicking game, if it's strong enough, which I presume it must be,
go to touch,
get it into the corners and put the Leeds University boys under pressure. If they do that, it might be a very simple game. The University of Leeds need to get a grip of this game if they're to stand a chance, because at the moment, if they can't do that, we're looking at a very disastrous scoreline for the University of Leeds. But Leeds Beckett showing their dominance, and here they are again, another ball, and
exactly what you just said, Matt.
Exactly what I just said. Oh, it's gone straight out. Good. So there we go. Here's another chance. So not quite in the position inside the Leeds University half, but inside the Leeds Beckett half. Now, it's got to happen this time. They've got to get some form of rhythm here, because if they don't, it's really not great. And finally, they've got quick ball from the line out. It falls to number 6, which is Jacob Webb. Into that, it's a good ball into Tommy Ferguson, club captain, bounding in there. Players doing well to support him. Looking into the quick ball into Will Burns, just on the ball now.
It's a good chance for Leeds University to put some pressure on Beckett now.
It was, I believe, but looking from the reaction of the Leeds Beckett players, I think they've got the ball now. Yep, that's well. It's another turnover for Leeds Beckett. Simple things, not simple things ruining the Leeds University start to this game, as it highly contested, and it's taken his juggle and it's into the arms of a Leeds Beckett man, and he finds it over the top straight into the arms of centre number 12 George Field, who is tackled just before the halfway line. It looked a bit offside there, but not to be. It's Tommy Ferguson again. He looks big, Tommy Ferguson. We said before the game we need to get him on the ball. A kick into, well, there we go. That's an odd decision made there by the first 15 captain Alex Bidwell. I'm not sure what he was going for there, but didn't quite work out. It might still be Leeds University ball. But I mean, Joe, your thoughts? It's just about to come up to 20 minutes gone in this game. I mean, for me personally, Leeds Beckett have shown their quality really by just not giving the simple, like you were just saying earlier, getting the basics right. I mean, the defence has been very poor from the University of Leeds so far. You've got to sort that out. They've had 2 breaks and 2 tries. I mean, you can't have that. And the line-outs have been very, very poor. It's got to be a lot better, and I'm sure, well, you'd like to think that they're going to sort that out.
That's it, Matt. Leeds Beckett seem to know their tactics from the off, and that's what they're applying to this game. Leeds University look a bit scrappy throughout the whole of the pitch, and they've just got to keep the ball in hand to maintain some possession and get used to having the ball.
They certainly look like they've got the ideas, the University of Leeds. They're trying to keep the ball, they're trying to keep it in the backs, trying to get something from this game, really. But at the moment, the occasion is getting to them slightly, because, like I say, we've got another line out here, just beyond the halfway line. And it's a ball, and it's tipped, and it'll fall into another one. Fall into the arms of a Leeds Beckett man. Unbelievable. They can't get a hold of this line out.
They must get
a hold of this line out if they're going to stand a chance. Leeds Beckett now entering territory of Leeds University. Unbelievable. They've got to sort this out. John Okafor with a quick ball out to Xavier Valentine. It's a strong pack from the Leeds Beckett boys this year. A lot of third years in there. Into quick ball onto his left-hand side, going on to their left-hand side. All right. Get me left and right wrong, Joe. Poor from me. We move on. Well taken there. There's low pass. Look at Okafor there. Wow. How do you contain that man? Here is a fly half. Stephen James trying to pull the strings, and here he is, number 8. Hard yards earned by the Leeds Beckett lads as they're looking to add another try onto the scoreline. Slowing it down. They need to slow this game down, the University of Leeds, because look at this now. They're slowing it down, but then yeah, that's much better. But when they're slowing it down, it gives the opportunities for the backs of the Leeds Beckett boys to just get set, get in position. And here we go, number 15, the full-back, Charlie Venables, a try-scorer of Leeds Beckett's second try, taking the ball forward, collected and tackled into number 1, Ryan Everly. He's a big boy. Just creeping towards that line, aren't they, Joe? Just making their way towards it. And look at this on the right now. They've got a chance, but have the University of Leeds boys got that ball now?
We talked earlier on, Matt, about creating chances and being unique, and that's what I'm beginning to see from Leeds Beckett. They're trying different things and trying to get beyond the Leeds University's back line.
Yeah, they're certainly doing well here. It's a close pick up for number 8, which is Toby Francis, who's taking it, just edging its way forward. Look at the Leeds University boys there. They look lost in there. Where is the ball? Here it is now with the fly half out. That's a forward pass, certainly. He's got to blow that one up. Forward pass from the Leeds Beckett lads. And it'll be the University of Leeds head and feed at the scrum in a dangerous position, really. Just before the 22. They've got to do something about this John Okafor. As soon as he gets the ball in the middle of that part, every single one of them is to get on that bloke. He's been the ball carrier for Leeds Beckett, and he's doing extremely well. But they look creative, like you were just saying. They definitely look creative. Stephen James has been excellent at fly half so far. Really, really doing well to keep everybody in play and get everybody involved, getting touches of the ball. I mean, you can see it with the more touches, the better the passing, the more confidence. You can see it stirring through this Leeds Beckett team. And quite honestly, University of Leeds look lost right now.
Every time this John Okafor gets the ball, Matt, Leeds Beckett boys seem to be getting around him quickly and early, forcing the University of Leeds' defence backwards.
Yeah. But of course, it's not the Okafor show. We recognise that he's a top player and he scored that excellent first try, but the whole team are doing extreme. If you want this to be a close game, you've got to sort that one out. Now we watch this scrub. Just get people carrying it forward more than just one phase, and all of a sudden it's back to Leeds Beckett. You've got to get a good amount of phases in here, because at the moment every single one of those players in the green and white looks scared on the ball. I don't know if it's just me.
No, they do, Matt. Rugby is a team sport, and you can't just have individuals on that pitch working and trying to create chances. The whole of the University of Leeds team has got to push up as a unit.
Definitely. As it's another line-out opportunity now. Can they sort this line-out out? We've said it too many times, like I just said, and they've finally got the ball. Hooray! We're out of the line-out, and it's quick ball out to the centre. They've got to back him up there. They've got to back him up. Oh, look at that. I mean, that's the thing there. You've got to back him up. He was isolated there, Jacob Webb, for the University of Leeds, and no one was there to cover him, which allowed, I mean, credit to Leeds Beckett, to get involved there and forced a turnover. They did really well, but you've got to be more effective at the breakdown. I mean, I just think that's one carry there. Yeah. One carry, one phase, and it's gone. It's got to be better from the boys from the University of Leeds as Leeds Beckett look to add to their points tally.
You can't be defending for 40 minutes of the game, Matt. You've got to create some chances out the field for themselves.
The University of Leeds have not done anything, to be quite honest, so far. It's disappointing. They've got to be better, and I think they know that. I think we should stop backing on about it. They've got to be better. Yes, they've got to be better. We get it. They've got to, first of all, stop this Leeds Beckett line out. If they can do that, then we're on to something. No challenge whatsoever, and the maul is formed. Now, we talked about the pack, and it's been collapsed straight away. It's an even more, but Leeds Beckett now with bodies in there, driving that maul forward. Plenty of bodies in there, not too sure where the ball is as it collapses now, and scrum half Connor Lloyd takes the ball on himself, inside pass it to the good hit from number 8 Ross Mewell, good hit from him there, but still Leeds Beckett come with the ball as they look to chip it out wide, and it's an excellent ball over to the top. Oh, what a take, what a kick. Oh, but the referee's called this one back. Well, that was certainly amazing, really. That was a great little kick. How they pulled that off, that was amazing. But not to be. I think the referees pulled it back. The penalty conceded by the University of Leeds, and they're going for the 3 points, which would make it 15-0.
I don't blame them, Matt, to be honest. Try and get 3 points before half-time, going into the last 13 minutes of the half. Really increasing their points advantage going in.
Yeah, I think it's sensible. I think if... I don't know in this situation. Like, yeah, you've got to be cautious and you've got to play the game right, but if I was them, I'd certainly look to put more pressure on and put them into the corners. I think every single time Leeds Beckett have gone forward, they've scored. Every time they've put the pressure on, they've scored. It generally doesn't look as if Leeds Beckett have got into fourth gear, as it were, right now.
No, not at all.
They look comfortable. The University of Leeds need to sort this out.
Like in most sports, Matt, you've got to score whilst you're on top, and like you said, if they did go for the line and go for the line out and try and get the try, that they would be a better stance for the second half.
Yeah, we'll see though. Here it is, the captain Connor Lloyd with the kick. Not difficult. It's similar to the conversion from the first try, and he knocks that one over, which makes the scores the University of Leeds 0, Leeds Beckett 15. Something's got to be done about the discipline in this side. So many penalties given away for silly things, so many turnovers. They've got to get a hold of the ball. Simply, they've got to get a hold of this ball, because if they don't, we're going to really struggle. The scores, just to confirm, University of Leeds 0, Leeds Beckett 15, with around about 10 or so minutes left in this first half. University of Leeds fans, they're all offside from that kick, and Okafor, who ranted her over out, just put the ball out, so it'll be Leeds University ball. The Leeds fans over to our left and right. Well, I've not heard one bit from them, to be quite honest. I've not heard one line.
That might be because we're right behind the Leeds Beckett fans, Matt. But
yeah, well, who knows? I mean, come on, lads, make some noise. But they've not had much to shout about so far.
Exactly,
and again, it's the line now. They can't sort this out. Leeds Beckett again with the turnover from the line out. It's not good enough, really. They've got to be better at this as Leeds Beckett spread it round to this left-hand side, and it's well worked into the winger, which is number 11, which is William Lewin. He's still going inside to Ben Dixon, who takes the ball, and they look dangerous, don't they, Joe? They look dangerous.
They really do. They're going direct, and they're sprinting along this line like Usain Bolt. Here they go again.
John Okafor just edging his way forward, just past the 22. They've got plenty of men out on that right-hand side as they go there now to the fly half. And it's good passing. That looks just slightly forward, but it's going for a line. It looks promising. Oh, that's far too easy again. Leeds Beckett are in. And it's the third try of the day. I think it's number 6, Johnny Teague. Well. How easy was that?
They're just finding the spaces, Matt. That's all they're doing. It's simple rugby.
That was simple stuff. You could see it. A mile away, they had men even out on that side. There was about 7 or 8 of them wanting that try, and to be quite honest, in that corner there's about 3 of them queuing up to get the try in. Oh, it's Toby Francis, sorry, my apologies. Toby Francis, the number 8 who got the try. Couldn't see if it was number 6 or number 8, but Toby Francis goes over for Leeds Beckett. And you've just got to look at the University of Leeds here. You've got to sort of, I mean, Tommy Ferguson and Alex Biddle got to get the boys together here and just say, look, you know, we're dying here. We've got to sort this out, because it might be embarrassing to come the end of the game. We may have won the varsity overall, but this is not good enough from the boys so far. We've got to sort this out. Whether that's using the interchange bench to some effect, I'm not so sure, but here he goes. Number 9, Connor Lloyd for Leeds Beckett with the kick, and there we go, and it's over. It's a very difficult kick from that right-hand side in the non-completed stand, but Connor Lloyd sends it through. It's now the University of Leeds 0, Leeds Beckett 22, and to be quite honest, I can't see it changing. I can't see this momentum shifting at all, to be quite honest, Joe, can you?
Neither can I. The University of Leeds lads are going to be feeling tiny on that pitch, psychologically in front of all their fans. You know, the pressure is on them to even just get a foothold back into this game.
Yeah. Come on, lads. We've got to get a hold of this game. Really got to get a hold of this game. It's disappointing so far, but I'm sure that Tommy Ferguson and Alex Bedwell, the boys, will be adamant that they can improve in that second half, and they've got to address that when they go into the changing rooms at half time. If we hope for a change, we definitely hope for a change, but so far nothing for us to shout about for the University of Leeds. Leeds Beckett now with the clearance away, collected well by number 11, Lewin, dear me, Finn Luthwaite, poor from me. With a fullback, nice little jink and chat there from number 15, Benedict Gundry. He's not had much into the game. Tommy Ferguson talked about the backs and how confident they were with the backs, but they've just not had a chance to get on the ball.
Chance for Leeds University to make some ground now.
And here he is, the man we was just talking about, Tommy Ferguson, on the ball now, taking it on. He goes past one, but he's done well. He's a strong man, but Leeds Beckett do well, and he's actually out of play there. So Leeds Beckett, the fans are going mental just behind where the Leeds Beckett man just took Tommy Ferguson out. He looks to be struggling a bit, Tommy Ferguson. He's off the pitch, and that shoulder doesn't look in a comfortable position. He's shaking his head. He's not a happy man, and either of the fans to my left, and well, I'll say it's not just me. It's not just me, Joe. It's our left and our right. Yeah, Tommy Ferguson shaking his head. He's not a happy man at all. Just to confirm that the scores read University of Leeds 0, Leeds Beckett 22. Whether you're listening at Old Bar Terrace or on YouTube, we're happy to have you with us wherever you are. Well, we might have international listeners, who knows, but I hope you're enjoying the content and coverage that we are providing here on LSTV. I'm sure you find me and Joe annoying already. Here we go then.
It's a disappointing moment for Tommy Ferguson, the club captain, to be coming off there.
Oh, yeah,
such
absolutely.
a proud moment for him. Build up, you know, so much build up to this big game, and for him to come up 6 minutes before half time. It's really sad.
They're looking to work on his shoulder there, but it doesn't look like he's in any sort of comfort. It certainly looks like he's in a lot of discomfort, so we'll keep our eye out for him. But in the meantime, Leeds University doing well there to make sure they've got the ball and forcing the turnover. Penalty to the University of Leeds, and they've got to do something here, I feel. They've got to get some points on the ball before half-time, and then they play the ball quickly to Charlie Thompson, who goes away into George Veal for the University of Leeds. The ball is out there, but the University of Leeds maintain that ball. But what's the referee going to call here? It's another penalty for the University of Leeds, and it starts. What's going on here? Come on, lads. University of Leeds with a chance to get some points on the board. Do they go for the 3 points here, or do they go for the try? I think simply what they're going to do here, they're going to maintain possession. Okay. I think that's a wise decision.
It's a sensible choice from University of Leeds, Matt.
I think you're 22-0 down. You've got to get these fans involved. You've got to say to them, look, we're here. We're trying our best. I mean, these boys, you can't fault their efforts. Every single one of them is putting an absolute shift in. But it's just not quite working out for the boys this evening. They've got to sort that out. They've got to start to gel. They've got to click. They've had plenty of is a month and a half of pre-season enough time to get these boys ready? These Beckett boys certainly look like they've had enough time.
Definitely.
They've looked dominant throughout this first half. And go on. You tell us, Joe, what's going on, mate?
Psychologically, Matt, I wouldn't really want to be going in at half-time 22-0 down. We've got to get some points on the boards for University of Leeds.
Definitely, spot on. I'm certainly with you there. Right, as we look at this now, just around about 30 metres to about 25 away from the try line.
They've got to try and get these fans involved, Matt. They haven't got off their seats yet.
Absolutely, there's not been anything to cheer about, Joe. That's what I think. But they've got to do something here before half-time. Like you said, psychologically, you've got to get some points on the board here. You've got to feel that. And here the ball is... Where is that ball? Another penalty to the University of Leeds, conceded by Leeds Beckett. I think if Leeds Beckett keep them out here, I'm struggling to see a way back. I really am, because there's not been much to show us here. I mean, I don't know about you, Joe, but I can't see much going on right now that screams to me that they've got a chance here. But anything can happen.
No, neither can I, Matt. It's 4 minutes to go till half-time, just under 4 minutes. They've got to take their chances. It's now or never.
Yep. We're hoping. We're hoping. The lads have got to get something here, I feel, to stand a chance. 22-0 down, like we said before. I'm hoping. I don't know if you can see the scoreline in the top corner of your screens. I'm hoping so. But it's looking good. University of Leeds now with the scrum. And it's released now into Will Meaders. Quick ball out to Charlie Thompson. Now out to the wing. Juggling there by Finn Luthwaite. But here we go. Here's University inside the 22. Looking to release that ball quickly. Look a bit offside there, Leeds Beckett was. Not if the ref will call that. He won't. Leeds Beckett up well. Pushing them back. The University of Leeds now still maintaining the ball. And that's a hefty challenge by Leeds Beckett, should I say. But the referee has said, there we go. He's happy with that. And to be quite honest, it's a good hit.
It really is, Matt. It was a strong tackle, wasn't it?
Strong tackle, and you want to see that. I thought he'd taken him a bit high. I don't know where his head was going there. I thought it was going straight to the ground. I thought it was one of them ones that Sam Warburton got sent off for against in the semi-finals that cost him the game, but not to be. It's Leeds Beckett who maintain the ball. I just wanted to prove that I sometimes watch rugby union with that comment there. But
only sometimes.
We move on. So here we go then. Leeds Beckett, and like we were saying before, they just can't seem to get a hold of the ball at all. They've had about 3 or 4 phases, and then all of a sudden it's like it's really like they're chasing this game. They really are already. They're not playing. You've got to stress to maintain the creativity, but it's not clicking for them. And maybe it's a joke. But here we go.
Here we go. This is it.
University with a chance, and it's going to be a try. There we go. That's the first try of the evening. That's what we wanted. That's what we needed. It's the University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 22. Come on, the boys. We're in this game again.
There we go, that's made the fans happy. It's made me happy, Matt, as well.
And there we go, it's Andy Brown with a try. Really good work from Will Mead to get that ball loose. But there was Andy Brown to finish off the job. Fantastic work from the winger there to finally get Leeds University into this game. It's been a long time coming. 39 minutes it's taken for Leeds to have any sort of opportunity. But once they got there, they made it count. Finally, we're on the board into that corner. The boys will be happy with that. And we said, didn't we? We said we needed to get some points on the board, and they've done just that.
They have, Matt, and you know that'll be a real psychological boost. The thing is, can they convert this over the posts now? Finn Luthwaite on the conversion.
Now it's Finn Luthwaite with the opportunity to send this one through the second in front of the Leeds Beckett fans. It's a difficult kick from this inside touchline. We see it now. Taking the kick on, and that is well wide. It's disappointing, but more importantly, Leeds University are on the board. The scores are University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 22. Well, that was pretty much in time with the announcer. That was odd, but still, what did we just say, Joe? It's important to get some points on. That's a good thing to take into half time, especially. Can we turn it around now? To be quite honest, I did say it. I don't see a way back in if we didn't score from there. But now, we'll see.
We said it before the game started, Matt. On paper, the Leeds Beckett team are the better physically.
Come on, lads, got to talk there. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I think that might just be not quite gone out of play. And now it gives Leeds Beckett a chance to come forward again. Now, it'd really be a sucker punch if Leeds Beckett managed to get another set of points here, whether that be from a penalty or from a try. Could you imagine that? Leeds Beckett now with the ball, and it's not looking too sharp here with Leeds Beckett on the ball. And now look at this! Look at the amount of space he's got here. Okafor is going to go for a second. Oh, the referee's pulled it back. The referee's pulled it back, but is that John Okafor down for his second try? I don't think so. It looks as if he went out of touch. Well, we just said it then. Can you imagine if they scored a try now? But not to be. The referee has called it for half-time here at the Headingley Carnegie Stadium. Leeds University on the board with 5. Leeds Beckett 22. That's right, if you didn't quite hear that, University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 22. Wow, well that's the first half to remember, really.
Very interesting, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, there's a lot of talking points in there. You've got to question what was going on in that first half an hour with the line-outs of the University of Leeds. It was very, very poor. You've got to, and hopefully they didn't have an opportunity, Leeds Beckett, to really counter that for the last 10 minutes. Didn't have a chance, but we're happy. We're happy. At the end of the day, the boys have got an opportunity now to go back into the changing room, think about the mistakes, think about what they need to do to get back into this game. At the moment, University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 22. and welcome back to the Headingley Carnegie Stadium for the second half of the Rugby Union finale. Of course, it's the University of Leeds taking on Leeds Beckett. The scores that read from the first half is University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 22. Now, Joe, your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, from the off, Leeds Beckett University put the pressure on University of Leeds. Leeds University really struggled to get a foothold in the game.
The score going into the second
eventually
half.
they got 5 points near the end of the half. So
we're happy with that, and that's absolutely fine. Here we go then, the second half of the match. It's going to be a corker. We're hoping for it as the University of Leeds get us kicked off again. So here we go then, a solid take from number 8, Toby Francis, for Leeds Beckett. Now, there's a lot of things to do in this second half. Plenty of opportunities for Leeds University to get back into this game. Here they are, just crossing the halfway line. A little skip and a jump from Finn Luthwaite for the University of Leeds. Quick ball out to the... Here we go then. Nice ball now, and look at this little bit of room for Harry Hawley. But now look, again, a difficult one to call there. What do you think, Joe, to that? Another penalty?
Another penalty, sloppy play, but another chance for Leeds Beckett to put a foothold on this game, increase their points advantage and make some ground on this setback University of Leeds side.
Disappointing again, disappointing. Here we go then. So the replacement hooker now on the ball is Conrad Cade. Leeds Beckett is taking their time to work out who they want to get this ball to.
Let's have a look if Leeds University can change their approach to lineouts from the first half. Can they try and challenge?
And there we go, still again another dominant display from Leeds Beckett as they shift it to his left-hand side. It's a nice little bit of play there from the fullback out to the left-hand side. William Lewin with the kick, and there they go again. They're going to go into the corner. Is it another try? It is! Right from the off, Leeds Beckett have extended that lead. It now reads Leeds Beckett 27, the University of Leeds 5. One attack in the second half, one try. What do you think to that one then, Joe?
Yeah, the Leeds Beckett coach would have said some inspirational words at half-time. Don't be complacent, even though they've got a significant lead. They want to increase their lead even more to put this game to bed early.
I mean, they always look dangerous whenever they get on the ball, Leeds Beckett. And there it is, Charlie Venables with his second try of the evening. Disappointing again for the University of Leeds. It's just gotta be better there. You really have. I mean, they've had one chance to knock it out wide. It was admittedly decent play from Chester Duff, doing well to get it out wide to Charlie Venables. Good support play from him. But you've got to question the defence of the University of Leeds. You've got to say to them, how do you stop these backs from getting into this game? But they've had no answer so far. You'd have hoped that the half-time team talk would have shed some light on that. The coach would have let them know, but they've not had a chance yet to prove themselves. Because it reads, it now does. Oh, that's not gone over, sorry, that's not gone over. So it's University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 27.
Leeds University have got to play with enjoyment this half, Matt. They've won the Leeds Varsity overall, but now they're significantly behind. They've got to get back to basics and enjoy playing rugby again. You know, they've got to play the simple balls, but try and create some interesting chances. You know, play the fast passes, play the tap-ons and stuff. You know, really try and create some important play.
We've got to do something. Tap-ons, we like that.
I kind of made that up, Matt.
Here we go then. A really, really poor start to this half for the University of Leeds. That won't do their confidence any good whatsoever. But that ball's just gone out there. I thought I was staying in play, but not to be. These Beckett have brought on a few subs in this second half, but it looks like a similar kind of momentum for Leeds Beckett. They obviously got that try after just a couple of minutes of this second half, really, well, showing the Leeds University boys what they're made of, to be quite honest. And here we go. Can they get this line out right? Samuel Theron now with the chance to not throw it in, and he does that well, creating the maul now. Just on the 10-metre mark of the Leeds University territory, and it looks as if it's going to be a penalty to Leeds University. So they've got the advantage here, and it's a nice little chip and chase. I think that's going to come back to him. It's a nice play. It's a free play. It'll certainly come back for the penalty previous, but it was a nice idea from number 10, Charlie Thompson. That's what they need to do. They need to be a little bit more creative, and that's the sort of thing we want to see, the Charlie Thompson there taking the initiative.
Yeah, they've got to go for broke, Matt, and not think about the consequences of their actions. You've got to really, like we just saw then, the little chip over the top, trying to create stuff, trying to get each and every player involved. You know, each player has their own talents, and they've got to exploit them.
Yes, certainly. All these players have a responsibility in this side, and a few of them letting their teammates down so far. Certainly defensively, but they've now got a little bit of an opportunity now. They've got to take advantage of this. The more that Leeds Beckett get on the ball, the more confidence they gain, and the further away this game gets from the University of Leeds. And we must mention that Leeds University have won this varsity. They've won it. If Leeds Beckett do win this game, it would be 30-29 to the University of Leeds, the closest ever contest between the two sides. But that's a better line-out ball from the University of Leeds, now in the arms of number 7, that's Harry Hawley, who's had a good game admittedly. Here's number 1, Alex Reed, taking the ball forward, some hard yards in, and he's still going. Leeds University now making their way towards that line, slowly but surely. Back into Will Burns, who keeps it central. Leeds University maintain the ball, and it's staying with number 8, Ross Mule.
Leeds University doing what Leeds Beckett did in the first half, going direct, getting players in behind and going strong, but not from what we just saw there, Matt.
Yeah, a hefty challenge from number 12, Ben Dixon for Leeds Beckett. But here we go, Leeds University out on that right-hand side, now coming up to 5 metres or so away from the line. Still maintaining that ball. That's what we need. Plenty of phases, plenty of hands on that ball. Back inside. Now, across the pitch, number 12, that's George Vale, into enemy territory, just 5 metres away from that line now. It's creeping ever so closer. Here we go then. It's a penalty to Leeds University. Now, what do we think to this one, Joe?
I don't know. I think they should really... Oh, look, they've gone for the touch tap.
Here we go. It's a quick ball. It's open over here. 23. Oh, it's good covering defended by Leeds Beckett, but Leeds University... Oh, it's extremely well played from the Leeds Beckett boys there. That's Joe Tresidden, the substitute, with an opportunity, but it doesn't quite come off for him. Leeds Beckett now on the ball.
Was that the right option, do you think, Matt?
I think it was. I think you've got to take risks, especially with the scoreline as it is. Leeds Beckett getting the ball away. It's disappointing that, isn't it? When you saw that ball fly across onto this left-hand side, you really thought it was just a one-on-one opportunity, but you've got to credit the Leeds Beckett defender there. I think it was winger William Lewin for Leeds Beckett who did well to wrap round substitute Joe Tresidden and to prevent him from pretty much a try right there.
Yeah, Leeds University have really got to start about thinking and getting some points on the board. Personally, I would have gone for the points in that situation there, but I see what they were trying to do. Be quick on the touch. Take Leeds Beckett by surprise and try and go for the try.
Absolutely. And here we go, another line out. Let's see how this one pans out. Oh, where's that ball going to end up? It's into the hands of the fly half. Charlie Thompson trying to make things work again, but it's a nice hit there from Toby Francis of Leeds Beckett, but Leeds University maintain the ball just on the halfway line, and it goes for the chip and chase again. Fly half waiting, hoping to bounce for that ball, but here he goes. It's Chester Duff for Leeds Beckett with a quick pass out to the outside, and it's really swift hands down this left-hand side. A great covering challenge though, but the ball is still released. 10 metres at the 10-metre mark now. Leeds Beckett, really nice break. They've got to stop that down that right-hand side for Leeds University, and here they go again. Chester Duff, I think, is on the ball, just out of play. It'll be Leeds University ball from a line out, but they've got to do something on that right-hand side of the Leeds University defence, because at the moment Chester Duff is having free reign. Charlie Venables is doing excellent work as the fullback with the runs inside and outside, confusing Leeds University. They've not got a clue where Charlie Venables is, and he's covering, he's inside, and he's causing them a lot of problems.
Yeah, Leeds University, they've got a lot of spaces in their defence, and Leeds Beckett are really exploiting the spaces in behind. They've got to watch out, otherwise they'll be on the back foot even more.
Yeah, that certainly will be punished as the Leeds Beckett man jogging off gets the crowd involved. Yeah, they've got to do something about that, because I would say Charlie Venner was making some really nice supporting runs. They've got to be able to deal with that. Got to have Benedict Gundry on the pitch, got to be helping him out there as Leeds Beckett bring on two players, Thomas Collins and number 23 Jid Ajayi, into the pack. So it'll be Leeds University ball, and I don't know what the referee's called here. He's happy with the touch, George, and they're going to reset the pass. That was a good collection from the University of Leeds, but not to be. It's still that the scores remain. It's University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 27. 10 minutes into this first half gone. Joe, your thoughts so far?
Yeah, well, I was about to say they've been more consistent on their lineouts this half, but just as I say that, they lose it, Matt.
Yeah, not good enough again. It's number 22 with a little grubber kick inside. That's Harry Collier for Leeds Beckett. Now the fullback is Benedict Gundry, who's taking it on himself. It's a great hit there for number 22, Harry Collier. Same man we just mentioned. Here we go then. For the University of Leeds, they've got to keep this ball. They've got to maintain possession. They can't afford any errors now. This is crunch time, and it's well worked for number 12. There, he's done well, but Leeds Beckett boys, they looked and the referee's called for nothing, and he's done well there, but still Leeds University ball making their way slowly forward. But Leeds Beckett really doing well to keep them there. They're not going anywhere, are they, Joe?
They're not, but Leeds University seems to be a bit more up for it this half. And here they go through the line of defence from Leeds Beckett. Can they keep the ball in hand? Let's see as they go wide onto the right-hand side of the pitch.
Here we go, a nice little break, and inside, but it's dropped by Charlie Thompson as Leeds University tries something a little bit cagey. But here we go then, breakaway for Charlie Venables. He's been a man to watch this game, and look, it's down this side again, and where's that ball going? It's gone all the way out. But you can see the danger. They're really struggling to cope with the left-hand side of the Leeds Beckett side. It's not good, is it?
You can really see the physical effects of the Leeds University players here. Players going down with cramp, players struggling to breathe. It's really physically demanding out on the pitch, and Leeds Beckett seems to be the ones physically coping with it more.
Oh, it's a great point there, Joe. Spot on, mate. Here we go then. With that in mind, we've got three players coming on. Number 19, that is Tom Gunningham. Number 22, that's Ed Crossley. And 25 for Leeds University, that is Josh Pimlott. Come on, lads. We can get back into this game. That's what we want to see. We've got to get something.
You should have been in at half-time giving the team talk, man. Let's try and inspire a comeback, shall we?
Well, we've got to, because at the moment, they've not got the crowd on their side, the University of Leeds, and it's very obvious to see why. There's not much to cheer about, like we said in that first half. Leeds Beckett have looked dominant. They've looked more threatening as they go forward. As soon as the ball ends up in the hands of Chester Duff and Charlie Venables, we're struggling defensively, so we need to try and keep them at bay and go from there. As it's number 22, that's Ed Crossley with head and feed, but the referee's not happy on this 10-metre mark now.
The game slowed down a bit, Matt. How do you think this will affect Leeds University?
Well, it gives them, I don't really know. Does it give them a chance to think about what the next play is? Does it give them a chance to just get their heads straight? Really, it's been a very. It's as if they've got every single idea possible and they're trying everything to make it happen, but it's not coming off with clear effect. And sometimes you've got to, like we were saying, do the basics right first before we try and be individualistic about things. But here we go then. Ball in the hands of the Leeds University boys. Well, good work there from number 12, and it's a great handoff. Kick and chase. Who's there for him? Number 22. That is Ed Crossley wanting to get that ball, and it's well covered, boys. Well worked from there, and he's through. Oh, what an amazing run this from the Leeds Beckett man. He's streaking forward. What's he going to do here? Number 27. He keeps going. He's going to keep going. He passes the ball. What's the option now? Oh, it's good covering defence by Joe Tresidden, but what a break that was. Unbelievable stuff there from the man from Leeds Beckett. He's taking it from one end of the pitch to the other. Wow, wow, wow. Good defence from the University of Leeds eventually, but what a run that was. Unbelievable, Joe.
You should hear the crowds in this stadium, people watching on stream at home. It is incredible.
Wow, wow, wow. That was amazing. We've got to... Well, they're I'm speechless. That was fantastic. That was really good rugby, and you've got to credit them. I didn't even see who it was, to be fairly honest. But life goes on. It was fantastic work from the Leeds Beckett man. I think. Can you see Leeds University getting back into this game, Joe? On the current state of the game?
Well, from that last-ditch attempt tackle there, I can see they've got the determination to keep the scores as they are and try and get a foot back in the game. You know, Leeds Beckett ran from their 22 right up until into the Leeds University half. It was a brilliant run, but really good work from the Leeds University defence.
Yeah, spot on. I think. Well, it was desperate defence, really, wasn't it? Definitely desperate defence. To keep the scores as they are, but Leeds Beckett maintaining the charge, and here he is, the same Manchester Duffy, plays it on, and that's far too easy, and that looks like that might be it for the University of Leeds, because Leeds Beckett, they're cruising. It's the University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 32. Is there any way back from this for the University of Leeds? We'd like to think so, but it doesn't look likely. Joe?
It doesn't look likely, Matt. You know, they've got to be more consistent in their play. They've got to get the ball in hand, play some creative passing, and just keep possession of the ball. They're letting the ball go too often into the hands of Leeds Beckett. And, you know, it proves the standard of the Leeds Beckett team when they can attack once and score once. That's all they're doing. It's simple rugby.
It really is. And Stephen James has been excellent all game, to be quite honest. He's been really linking the play extremely well, and he's got his just rewards. If it wasn't Charlie Venables with a supporting run, it was Stephen James, and there he is as we see the replay going over in front of the University of Leeds fans. Oh, you want that with any team if you're playing in front of the opposition fans. It's a real shame, and it's a simple kick in front of the sticks for, I presume that is Connor Lloyd, who's taking the kicks beforehand. But there we go, the kick goes over. It's an easy one, but it was set up really from an amazing breakaway try just in front of us. That really set up Leeds Beckett for that try, but they've got to show us something. The University of Leeds, they've got to show these fans what they're made of, and there's thousands of people in attendance. Come on, lads, get it back into this game.
I'll tell you what, Matt, these Leeds Beckett fans in front of us are having the night of their life. Unfortunately, can't be said for the University of Leeds fans on either end of the stadium.
It's not looking good for the University of Leeds, but we've got to keep going. We've got to keep trying and see what we can make of this game. Let's make it a contest. I know it looks bleak at the moment, 29 points. It's it's a long way to go, to be quite honest. 29 points, but Leeds Beckett, they look very strong. They don't look like they're going to stop scoring, to be quite honest. And here they are again. It's edging their way forward. Leeds University, they're asking the question. They've now got a lot of interchange on that pitch now. A lot of got to keep communicating, got to let people know. One man who's stayed on the pitch though is this man, Benedict Gundry for the University of Leeds. With a decent little carry there. They've got to get their key players involved. They've got to get their backs involved. We've not seen Tommy Ferguson, and he looks like he's out. I can see him down there wearing his coat. So club captain off the pitch. And another one that's down at the moment is that man, Benedict Gundry. Just took that nice little carry there. He's back on his feet now, but the University of Leeds still on the ball, just creeping into the 22.
Like we mentioned in the first half, Matt, we've got to get the backs involved. You've got to push forward as a team. You can't just rely on individual talent to create the spaces in behind. You've got to push as a whole unit.
Absolutely, now into the centre of the park. Oh, and it's not on. It's not done by Josh Pimler, and it's a real shame that. You won't want that. I think that's just an... It's annoying, if anything, because it just completely drains momentum, that sort of mistake there. Understandable with the occasion, and but you can't be making mistakes like that when you're trying to chase a game. You've got 29 points of difference. You can't be knocking the ball on there when you've got an opportunity.
You can sense the frustration from the fans, can't you, Matt? You know, it's simple rugby, passing between the lines, but then one mistake just like you say, just kills the whole momentum of the play, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it on the faces of the Leeds University players as they try and get this back underway. Leeds Beckett with head and feet in this scrum. We talked a lot about discipline, but I don't think that's really been relevant, to be quite honest. Like the line-out game that we saw, so it was such a heavy influence on that first half, has completely gone. And I think that Leeds Beckett are just showing their dominance, really. And The creativity has been certainly the superior. Every time they go past the halfway line, they look dangerous. I mean, Chester Duff, Charlie Venables and Stephen James, the three backs there, they're doing extremely well, and Leeds University don't have an answer for them.
Yeah, like we mentioned before the start of the game, Matt, could University of Leeds play the underdog game? But unfortunately, the strength of the whole Leeds Beckett team seems to be proving too much for the University of Leeds.
Now, just to mention that the Leeds Beckett player that broke through, we've got number 27, and we've not got a number 27 on our team sheet. We'll find out for you by the end of the game, but it was an amazing run. He should get the credit he deserves. But here we go. Leeds Beckett away again on the left-hand channel, but he's been pushed out of play. That's what we want to see from the University of Leeds. Good covering tackle. But as soon as that man got on the ball, Jida Jai, he looked like he was willing to get to that try line. I mean, everybody wants to get a piece of this game, don't they, Joe? I mean, if that was you, you'd want to get a try, wouldn't you?
Everyone wants to put their name on that score sheet, Matt. They want to make their name in history, even just a little part of history. They want to go back home, tell their families that they scored the try at the Leeds Varsity Rugby Union final.
Absolutely, and you've got to credit the amount of people that are here supporting the lads. I mean, it's great to see. I mean, as a student television, just to be here and commentating and watching the boys, it's really fantastic, and we really want to see with these last 20 minutes. I really want to see something from these boys in the Union of Leeds. The game looks like it's out of the question at the moment, but let's find something, lads. Let's really see what this team is all about. I mean, is the game dead and buried? Probably, but you've got to show us something to get these fans back on board, to really show us that, you know, there's still hope for us.
Definitely, rugby as a sport is competitive, but when the game is dead and gone like this seems to be going, you've got to have fun with it. You know, the University of Leeds have got to try some creative, they've got to try something different, Matt. You know, they've been doing the same things throughout this whole game, but if you don't change, then the results won't change. So they've got to try and do something else.
Okay, line-out ball here for University of Leeds, successful, and it falls into the arms of a University of Leeds man. And now here we go, quick ball out to this left-hand side, looking to create something a little bit better, but it's good defence from Ben Dixon from Leeds at Beckett as they try and keep the ball. That's nice hands, but that's sort of straight out of play. That's a little bit silly that. There was no room down this left-hand side as we see it. But like you were just saying a minute ago, Joe, you've got to try something different, but I mean, by saying that, you've got to execute it perfectly. In situations like this, with 20 minutes to go and Leeds Varsity, when you're 29 points down, I mean, things have got to, you've got to have a little bit of luck in anything, because you've got to have things that pay off, like that opportunity there. If a missed tackle comes in, there's the down this left-hand side, and there's plenty of grass in front of them, but good covering defence from Leeds Beckett as they take this line out, and it's claimed very well by Leeds Beckett boys. And here they go again. It's good defence, a good hit there by whoever that was in green, but Leeds Beckett now coming forward again, shifting it out to the winger out on that side, and he looks dangerous. He's got quick feet, but it's well tackled by number 23. That's Joe Treseden for the University of Leeds. What do you think here, Joe?
Yeah, the rain is blowing in front of our eyes as we speak, Matt. Could this have an effect on the players? Let's wait and see. The conditions are slippy, it's cold, the University of Leeds players are under pressure constantly throughout this whole game against a really stubborn Leeds Beckett side. Let's see how they fare. Absolutely, we just had a word from our head of sport that the number 27 is actually on our sheets, number 26, which is Dante van der Muur. I mean, what a break that was from him. Surely had to give him credit for that, but the game is well and truly past that point now, with Leeds Beckett just on the halfway line now, looking to add to their very impressive tally. It's a good hit from whoever that was, but streaking forward, and it's close, very close, but looking after that ball over on that side of us, Benedict Gundry, and he has gone down in a little bit of pain. He doesn't look like he's going to be coming up from that in a sharp fashion. It doesn't look good for the University of Leeds. If you have your main fullback and you have your main centre off the pitch, you're going to struggle. The game's edging away from Leeds University right now. It really is, and it has been for some time. I think that the killer was that try. It was so simple for Steph James from Leeds Beckett. Really good work from Chester Duff, but you've got to be a touch better. You really do have to be a touch better. As we welcome... I didn't quite see who came on the pitch there. Come on, why aren't my eyes on the pitch?
Come on, Union, show us something, lads. These fans have paid good money to be here. The amount of people on Leeds Uni tickets that have wanted these varsity tickets is like gold dust. They really are. People charging double the price for this, so come on, lads, give us something to shout about over here.
They've really got to try and get them off their seats, Matt. You know, it's been quite disappointing for the fans' point of view. But the ball goes over there.
That's right, another disappointing line out for Leeds University. And Leeds Beckett inside the 22, shifting it to this right-hand side. A good little go. And the ball was going to be released there to number 22. That's Harry Collier, but didn't quite work off. Still, though, Leeds Beckett maintain the ball, just edging ever so closer to that Leeds University line. Out of dummy half is number 21. That's Daniel Grant Adamson. More driving that ball forward, just about 10 metres away from the try line. Still, back to Okafor. Had such an influential part in that first half, but now Leeds Beckett maintaining the charge, and it's out the wide, and it's one-on-one, and it looks like it's going to be another! And it so surely is. Well, they've not been able to contain anything down that right-hand side as the Leeds Beckett fans in front of us go wild again. It's another try for Leeds Beckett, and that's what the scores will show at the end. It's Leeds University 5. Leeds Beckett 39. The try scorer, just to confirm, is Johnny Kerr. Joe, your thoughts on that try, fella?
Yeah, it was really good, consistent play from Leeds Beckett University. They just applied the pressure, kept the ball in hand, and drove towards the try line. It's simple but effective, and you know, when put under pressure like that, the University of Leeds couldn't cope.
Yeah, they've really struggled to defend the backs of the Leeds Beckett as Okafor makes his way off the pitch. But yes, it's been a very dominant display from Leeds Beckett this evening. Without a doubt, they've been the better side all round, to be quite honest. And you can't fault the efforts from the University of Leeds lads. I think it's just we've got a lot of second years in this side, a lot of players, and they said it beforehand. Tommy Ferguson and the boys have said we've got a young squad. We're growing in numbers, and it's a good feel around the club. Sometimes, though, you need that experience. Sometimes you need that to get over the line. Sometimes you need that when you're down in the game and you've got to work your way back. I feel as though Leeds Beckett had that experience and have taken that into due course. They're currently well on top here. Leeds Beckett 39, University of Leeds 5.
Can miracles happen, though, Matt? Let's see if University of Leeds can get even a little foothold back into this game.
If we came back into this game, I don't quite know what I'd do. If we did, that would be amazing. And here we go, as number 2. That is a high tackle. What is the referee doing? The game is still happening, but the referee's been behind. The referee's been on this halfway line, flipping it. Come on, Matt, get your words out. Halfway line for some time, and he's just called the game back. I mean, overall, you've just got to highlight the dominance of Beckett, and it's a real shame to be so far. I mean, Tommy Ferguson has just made his way back onto the pitch, I think, with his scrum cap on. I can't quite see that, but I think that's the case. But wow, actually no, he's not. He's just someone's wearing number 13 in his place. Tommy Ferguson's still on the bench. I could just see him just there, out the corner of my eye line. Disappointed to see. He'll be very disappointed. And yeah, there it is again. We've seen the frailties of the line out from Leeds University. Leeds Beckett dominating the entire game here. Just on the halfway line now for Leeds Beckett as they come down to this dangerous left-hand side for them, defending right-hand side for Leeds University. And here they go again. Another quick ball out to this man, Johnny Kay, who just got on his fast one again. He's still going, and it's just out of play. Did well to maintain him there.
It's them long, dangerous legs from the winger there, Matt, just creeping away quickly but surely. You know, one spacing behind the backs, and they're in.
Yeah, I spoke to a few people beforehand, and they said watch out for Johnny Kerr because he's a quick man, and he's certainly showing that now. I mean, he's come on with 20 minutes to go, and he's really showing his pedigree. I'm not sure if he's first year or second year, but he's certainly claiming his spot in the rest of Leeds Beckett season. But University of Leeds on the ball now, and it's line out which is just about falling to the University of Leeds man, but I think the referee's given a knock on. Not sure which way that's gone. I presume it's the way of Leeds Beckett, so it's their head and feed. And I mean, you can point to a lot of things in this game that have that have been the downfall, the detriment of the Leeds University side. But I mean, what would you say? Have we lost this game, or have Leeds Beckett just been too good for us on this occasion?
I really think Leeds Beckett have just been too good for us today, Matt. You know, they've been physical from the beginning, from the off. They've set the standard from the very first minute, and they've continued that throughout the whole game. No
let up, mate, to be quite honest.
Exactly. They've continued to put the pressure on the University of Leeds, and it's shown in the scoreline, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's spot on there. I think University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 39. It's not a very nice scoreline to watch from a University of Leeds standpoint. Loose ball there from the man, but here it goes again, and Leeds Beckett look like they're in again. He could pass it here, but he's gone inside. It's well worth number 24, he's in! And there it is. Kieran Davis with the try for Leeds Beckett. And he'll enjoy celebrating in front of the University of Leeds fans. The fans in front of us, again, they go wild, but he just broke away. It was far too easy. You can see the tired legs in the side for Leeds University, and it's so disappointing to see from the lads. Like you say, you can't fault the effort from the boys, you really can't, but I think they've come up against just a too strong a side this evening at the Headingley Carnegie Stadium. It looks an embarrassing scoreline, admittedly, for the University of Leeds, as it now reads Leeds Beckett 44, University of Leeds 5. If we see it on the replay again, it was good work from Kieran Davis on the inside, and then cruising past the fullback and covering Andy Brown. It now reads University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 44. I mean, your thoughts on that one, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just really interested to think, what would I be thinking about if I was a University of Leeds player? Would I be thinking, well, it's go for broke now, nothing really matters, the game's over? Or would I be thinking, keep the scoreline down, try and keep some dignity within the game?
I think it's very hard to sort of be thinking in a way that's positive. I mean, we commented on the sheer magnitude of this game beforehand, and I mean, if I was a University of Leeds player, you've got to maintain some form of discipline in terms of being a professional, really. But I mean, if I was one of them, I'd be absolutely gutted. They know what this game meant to everybody, but they're still trying. We can't fault the players. They've been absolutely fantastic. Their efforts have been phenomenal, but it's just not quite come off for them today. They've tried to be creative, they've tried to be expansive, they've tried to play some exciting rugby at times, but really they've fallen short to Leeds Beckett, and that's a silly penalty to give away, completely off his feet, diving in there. And it'll be Leeds Beckett's penalty. They'll probably kick this just beyond the halfway line. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, as much as Leeds Beckett have been the dominant team overall, from this point of view, you really can see the effort which University of Leeds are putting into every single tackle. Even though they might be making mistakes, they really are driven and determined to get something out of this game. You can see it in their faces, Matt.
Yeah, they've been far superior the side this evening. I think you're spot on. Joe. It's good to have you with us, Joe. Joe's fresher coming in for this is the first thing you've done, mate, and it's good to have you on board with me as I enter my final year. So the last time I do this, but hopefully more from you to come. Have you enjoyed it?
I've really enjoyed it. It's been a really great experience, Matt, and learning from a master like yourself.
Not a chance in hell. But here we go then. So the University of Leeds now pegging the Leeds Beckett boys back to just beyond the 10-metre mark in this game. Yeah, nowhere near master commentary, mate. I'm just here to have a good laugh and talk a little bit. But at the moment, there's not been much for me to laugh about. There's been a lot of stuff. It's been negative to the University of Leeds. It's been a fantastic spectacle. And here they go again, Leeds Beckett. Oh, an opportunity for number 23. But here he is again, the danger man, Johnny Kay, who goes again. He's going to be out of play. Every time he gets on that ball, Johnny Kay, he looks dangerous. He looks fired up. I think the fans in front of us are keen to see him go for another one.
Every time the ball goes wide, Matt, these fans get excited. You can physically see them getting off their seats, cheering and clapping. You know, the atmosphere here in this stadium tonight is incredible.
Yeah, it's really been fantastic, and you've got to credit these fans who have come out in their droves to be here this evening, and for what is a fantastic spectacle. The way they put this on every year is really great. But here's a test for the University of Leeds boys, and just about gathered in by, I believe that was number 19, Tom Gunningham. But here's the pressure on now, and the Leeds Beckett boys will be eager to keep this ball in their own 10-metre line. Still a good challenge there, but still the ball remains with the green and white of University of Leeds. Maybe that was a little bit offside, number 16, but the referee's not called it. Conrad cared with that, but the University of Leeds still with the ball. They've got nowhere to go here. Look at the state of that, and the ball is loose. I don't know where that ball's gone. And it's the referee has given a penalty. Oh dear. Well, nearly it went off there, but not to be. We've got to mention, just to say this one, Joe, that Leeds University, for the first time in 14 years, have won varsity. Won varsity by 30 points to, well, it will be 30 points to 29 in the closest varsity ever, but they've still won it overall. I mean, what do you think to that?
Do you know what, Matt? It's kind of been overlooked by the results of this game, but what an achievement that is. After, what is it, 14 years, the first result of the varsity in Leeds. What an incredible achievement. You know, it's not just down to this game of rugby tonight, it's throughout the whole of today, every sport, and yesterday, every sport, every player putting in the efforts to win the points for their team.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got to be, you're absolutely bang on there. And it's going to be, I think it's Leeds Beckett ball here, so it's going to be with 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes to go until the end of this game. Will Leeds Beckett get back on the board? It's their header feed into this scrum, driving that pack forward. It's going to be a penalty to Leeds Beckett, so it's a free play here. And here they go out to this left-hand side, quick ball into Harry Collier, as they try and get the ball released again to this, their left-hand side, just about 5 metres away from a try line. Is it going to be yet another try for Leeds Beckett? Taking the ball this side, and they've got plenty of room. It looks like it's going to be another one. Great pass out wide, could have got himself. He goes to 14. And there it is. Chester Duff's on the score sheet, but the referee has pulled it back in, I think, for what might have gone out of play, or maybe even a forward pass from number 27. My voice went absolutely mental there. Oh, dearie me. I'm losing it after just shouting and talking all this time. This probably serves me right for talking about rugby union all this time.
Too much shouting, Matt, too much shouting. But rightly so. It was a really good try from Leeds Beckett there. Well, what seems, or the referee's taking it back. My apologies.
Yeah, so it would have been. It was a, if he would have gone himself, number 26, he would have been in, but he decided to shift it out wide. 27, should I say, rather. Leeds Beckett making some noise just in front of us, but here we go. So it'll be, I think it's Leeds Beckett feed, is it? Yeah, it is. They've got the ball in hand. So around about 10 metres or so away. Oh dear. Well, that's a chant we don't want to hear, but moving swiftly on. It's Leeds Beckett on the ball now, just about 5 or so metres away, just over from the Leeds University try line, as they try and get that pack going. Just edging forward. They've got this pack strength. The ball's available as it is now into 21. They've got an opportunity out wide here. 14. Is he in here? It's another try, but the referee's called it. Is it a try? He's scrapping a bit there, lads, but I think it's Leeds University ball as it's gone out of play. I think the referee's called it back again. Getting a bit tense here. Obviously the frustration's running high in the camp of the Leeds University lads, understandably. I mean, like I've got to stress this. So we've won Leeds Varsity 2018. It's fantastic, and the boys have put an absolute shift in. They really have. I mean, to play against these guys, some of them semi-professionals on big scholarships. I mean, credit to the boys. We've done really, really well to be at a stage where we're competing with these lads, but they really have shown that sort of semi-professional nature. They've been really dominant today, Leeds Beckett, and they are deserved of their victory today, don't you think, Joe?
Yeah, definitely, Matt. From the offset, they've been on the back foot, in all honesty. But like you say, they have shown themselves to regain some dignity. But overall, they should be proud of their efforts, and they'll look back and think they could have been better.
Yeah, plenty of lessons learned. Plenty of lessons learned from this game. But we're happy with that. And I'm sure that the boys will be a lot stronger. They'll learn from these 80 minutes, and they'll look back at the footage and think to themselves, what could we have done better there? What could we improve on? As Leeds Beckett now with the head and feed into the scrum, and they're just going to ease their way towards the try line.
It's ferocious, isn't it, man? Over they go. And the referee's giving it.
Oh, that's another try. Unbelievable. Another try for Leeds Beckett. I mean, that was fantastic work from the scrum, literally just edging that way. And we said about before the game the size of the pack, the strength, and we looked at the stats, and Leeds Beckett certainly the stronger of the two packs. Or was it? It must be a try. What's penalty try? There it is. I was confused just for a moment there. I think that was because a Leeds University player got hold of the ball just seconds before. It was Leeds Beckett's right to have that ball. It's a fantastic take from Tom Gunning. What a take that was by the young man. But the referee has indicated it was Edward. He sent University of Leeds Edward Crosley, who committed that penalty. He had no right to get hold of that ball and did so, stopping the try. So that made it impossible for the referee not to give the penalty try to the University of Leeds. So University of Leeds now 5, Leeds Beckett 51, Joe.
What a take that was though, Matt. Just in the air then. Leeds University really determined to get that ball back and retain possession after the kick-off.
Yeah. You've got to take some positives from this game. Like I said, a lot of lessons learned from this performance. A lot of things to work through. But can they see this off with a grandstand finish? Can these uni boys get themselves on the score sheet again? It's a good break there by number 11. That's Finn Luthwaite there for Leeds University. Just outside the 22, it's a loose pass without fault to number 21. He keeps the ball. It's a good hit by Leeds Beckett man, but just edging their way towards that try line. Come on, lads, give us something to shout about.
Come on, University of Leeds, go for broke now into the final minute.
Fantastic take by number 14, Andy Brown, as they cater it to this right-hand side. Number 12 trying to get the inventive ball through, and I think it's knocked away by Leeds Beckett man, and that's Johnny Kay who takes that ball. But it's a loose pass, and it's going to fall to somebody. Leeds Beckett just now inside the try line, as the Leeds Beckett fans count this game down just into the final second. The crowd are up. The game is still going. The referee's not quite called it yet, but Leeds University maintaining the ball. Is that right? Yes, it is. Just inside the 22. Still trying to get some points on the board before the end of the game. Come on, lads. Get one here. It's a chip and chase. All Leeds Beckett need to do now is kick that ball out of play, and they are good to go. What's going to happen here? I think that's going to be game over. Or is it? From what I've said, the hooter is sounded at 80 minutes, but I'm pretty sure the referee is just going to call this whenever it's ended. So Leeds fans, everybody in this room thought it was going to be over. The referee's going to call it when it's going to end.
Get ready to hear the sound of these Leeds Beckett fans cheering, Matt. It's going to be deafening.
Absolutely, and they deserve it. And there it is. That's the game. Leeds University against Leeds Beckett. It's been a fantastic game to watch. It really has. But in terms of this finale, the rugby union match, Leeds Beckett maintain their dominance in this field. They are the winners by 51 points to 5. A really dominant display from Leeds Beckett. Leeds University simply did not have an answer for the quality that was shown throughout by the boys in purple this evening. They've got to learn from these mistakes of Leeds University boys. There's plenty, like I said, so many times, there's plenty to learn from. But they should still hold their heads high. A really good shift from the boys. They'll be very disappointed, but the Leeds Beckett boys will be happy with that. It's finished here at the Headingley Carnegie Stadium. Leeds University 5, Leeds Beckett 51. Joe, your thoughts on your first varsity game, what you thought and what you think Leeds University need to do from here?
Yeah, it's been a really great experience, Matt. I've been honoured to sit by you throughout the whole 80 minutes. You know, Leeds Beckett really been the quality side over the two halves, and they've showed that in their tries, in their conversions, and their overall strength over the University of Leeds team. But on the other hand, University of Leeds moving forward, what can they do? They can, regroup. This is one derby game. It's fierce rivals against each other. It's one match, and they can move on from this result. Get back to basics and put it into their next match.
Spot on. I think that as we will probably say, as the Leeds University players go over to congratulate the fans who have maintained the stay in Leeds Beckett, celebrating in front of their fans. Obviously, plenty to work from. We're not obviously the blokes to call it. We're just here trying to have a good laugh. Like, we're not the best rugby union commentators in the world, are we, Joe? But we certainly gave it a good go. We hope that you've enjoyed the stream on LSTV. Make sure that we've got plenty of content out there, so make sure you don't just switch in for this varsity. We're going to have all the highlights for you within the week of this fantastic encounter between the two big teams in the university sphere, which is obviously Leeds Beckett and the University of Leeds. As the lads go over and see all the boys that are in blue over there, congratulate the lads. They'll obviously say their commiserations. It's a real shame, but they've got to come back from this, I'm pretty certain. These boys, they're a university team, they're together, they've got a young squad, and what you want from that is a learning pathway. They've got to look at this and think to themselves, right, what can we improve here, there, everywhere on the pitch? I'm really hoping that they'll turn it round, and I'm sure they will. I'm very happy, but for the time being, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here at the Headingley Carnegie Stadium. I don't know about you, Joe. I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
I've really enjoyed myself, Matt. Thank you very much. What a night.
Yeah, it's been fantastic here at the ground. But overall, it's Leeds Beckett who have shown their dominance here tonight with an emphatic display over the University of Leeds. It's finished here at the Headingley Carnegie Stadium in the Rugby Union finale. The University of Leeds 5, Leeds Beckett 51.
What a fantastic evening of rugby. Thank you for your support, and we have some presentations to make. Firstly, the man of match presentation, followed by the Rugby Union Trophy, and then last but by no means least, the award for the overall champions of Varsity 2018. I'm delighted to welcome to the field the presentation party, who are the Chancellor of Leeds Beckett University, Sir Bob Murray, and from the University of Leeds, Professor Tom Ward, and from Leeds Beckett University, our Athletic Union President, Josh Schofield, and from Leeds University Union Activities Officer, Lauren Huxley. The Yorkshire Carnegie Director of Rugby, Chris Sterling, has been watching that game closely, and he has chosen his man of the match and receiving the man of the match trophy, as chosen by Yorkshire Carnegie Director of Rugby, Chris Sterling. It's Leeds Beckett's number 12, Ben Dixon. I will ask Chris to hand over the Men's Rugby Union Trophy to the winners of the 2018 Men's Rugby Union Varsity Finale, led by Captain Connor Lloyd, Leeds Beckett University! So congratulations to the winners of the Men's Rugby Union Varsity Finale, Leeds Beckett University! So Leeds Beckett take the spoils in the Rugby Union Finale. It is on to the victors overall of Varsity 2018. We're joined on the pitch by the Chancellor of Leeds Beckett University, Sir Bob Murray, and from the University of Leeds, Professor Tom Ward, along with Athletic Union President of Leeds Beckett University, Josh Schofield, Activities Officer, Lauren Huxley from Leeds University Union. And with all the results now in, we can announce the overall winner of Varsity 2018 by an incredibly tight score of 30 to 29. The winners of Varsity 2018, the University of Leeds! Leeds Beckett Chancellor Sir Bob Murray is to Activities Officer of Leeds University Union, Lauren Huxley. Congratulations to Varsity Winners 2018, the University of Leeds. So congratulations to both universities, to the rugby boys from Leeds Beckett, and overall winners, the University of Leeds. Thank you for your support here at Emerald Headingley. Have a safe journey home. If you're heading to the after party, make sure you wear your wristbands to gain entry and get to your relevant venue before 11.